Check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Hey everybody, this is Johnny Beane. Why did I leave that shirt over there?
Who's your giblet now, huh? Who's basting who now, huh? Who's your oven stuffer roaster? Who's gonna give you the stuffing?
Oh my gosh.
Who's basting you now? Who's basting you now? There you go. I got basting for you. I'll be basting giblet gravy all over you. You like that? You like that?
Flagged already.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, happy Thanksgiving, Johnny.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I didn't realize we were on the air yet. Sorry, man.
Wow. Hey, everybody. This is, I don't know what that was, but this is Talking Guitars and 80's Metal Live.
Thanksgiving show.
Yeah, it's like Thanksgiving
almost
week.
Thanksgiving. It's almost Thanksgiving. Thursday is Thanksgiving.
Everybody. Yeah, the grocery stores are just packed, man.
Yeah.
It's
oh no, they're fighting. They're fighting. There's old ladies like it's like Thunderdome in there. It's like for real. It's like the last box is a stovetop, 2 for $4. There's old ladies popping each other in the face and just bashing on each other and ripping each other's masks off, and
that's crazy.
No, it's crazy. Gravy flying against the walls of the supermarket. It's nuts. It's nuts.
Wow. John Mancuda, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome. It's November 24th, 2020, 8:11 Eastern, 5:11 Pacific. And before we start, I just want to give my condolences.
To that shirt?
To that.
Oh.
And to Janie Van Halen. She lost her mother last week or a few days ago. And so it's been a very, very rough year. Yeah. She lost Edward. She just lost her mom.
Let me extend that also to the Coombs family, Amanda and Ben, because they also lost their mom last week. So
yeah. So I'm so sorry, Janie and Jen. And I never met her mom. I've seen her. I've actually seen her. I was actually at a party one time, and she was there, and so I've actually I've seen her. But we were Facebook friends for a little while, and she would post on my post. She loved all the stuff with Ned. And so it's a shock. I'm still in shock. But Janie, if you see this, and her dancing partner Louie actually watches the show sometimes, so he might see this. But
well, anyone in the Van Halen camp, because we do have a couple of viewers from there in here, please extend our condolences to Janie's mom. Of course, that's terrible. It's such a year. I mean, I know we're all going through it, but like when you're losing your husband and then a parent on top of it, like one after the other, it's like getting a double-decker punch in the face.
It's terrible. It's yeah. So anyway, let's have fun. I mean, we're on quite a roller coaster. We started off with crazy madness and went up into depression, and now we're gonna go into ruining the rest of the show with terrible humor that no one will appreciate anyway. So yeah. I just had to get that. I had to get that out of the way because
of course.
And she lost her brother as well. Yeah, her brother passed away. Edward passed away. Her mom just passed away.
3 in 1 year. Wow. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it's terrible. But
well, let's have fun. Because you know what? There's enough hardships in the world right now, and enough mourning, and enough of pandemic, and enough. I want to have fun tonight, and I want everyone out there to have fun with us tonight. Let's talk about metal and craziness, and me shooting gravy all over Johnny's face over there, and that T-shirt was the best thing in the world to me, man. I
don't know what happened. I
You basically were cutting down what you were getting, what you were keeping and packing, and you were like emptying stuff out, and that was one of the things you emptied out. So I was like, wow.
I was not feeling good that day, man. I was getting sicker and sicker and sicker, and we thought that I had the the stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, this was before we even knew a pandemic was going on. This was after NAMM. So like we didn't know, we just we basically figured, okay, we have Namthrax. That's what happens when you go into the basement of NAMM, which is like it's almost like the Chinese wet market. It's the same thing but with guitars. They have in cages, they have like animals in cages, and you're like, what's that? Never mind. Here's a guitar. I'm like, wait, but what about that wombat over there? It's like, no, not for you, not for you. Okay. Here, this is just like a BC Rich. Really? A CB Poor? CB Poor? Yeah. It's like a BC Rich variation. CB Poor, made in China. All right. No, thank you. Look, I got a pink one. Wait, what? Yeah, it's something. And again, everyone's coughing downstairs because it's cold downstairs at the basement of NAMM. You're in the Anaheim Convention Center. They don't put on the heat downstairs. Everyone's like huddling up for warmth. It's like a post-apocalyptic world over there. They're all huddled there. Someone's starting a fire, and they're trying to hawk their crappy wares. And if you're in the basement there, you're probably in a makeshift shelter. It's like a homeless encampment almost. And someone's always got it. Like an oil drum for heat, and there's a fire in there. Yeah,
it is kind of weird. But
by the way, I'm sorry, Johnny. Paulie will be with us tonight, just in a little bit. He's just finishing off something else.
Yeah, the shirt that I gave him. But hey, over here on we're live on YouTube. We have executive producers like Charles Green. Charles, thank you so much for all your support, man. Joe Christian, Thomas Santiago, Music Therapy Laz, Bent Tom, Mike Neese, Frank Corcoran, Michael Smith,
the captain,
David Ennis, Dan Halen, and Steve Carmichael. And the executive producers are the top tier of the channel membership here on the YouTube side. So if you'd like to become a producer of the show, and I see in the chat right now, Barry McCutcheon is saying, I would like to get my name up there. Barry, this is how you do it. Become a channel member, and there are different levels. You can join the executive producers and be one of the big bosses of the show. You can tell us what to do or what not to do. Now, make no mistake, we might not listen. Very much like the FCC says, hey, Mancuda, don't do that. Bang Energy Drink says, hey, Mancuda, don't do that. Johnny says, please, Mancuda, don't do that. And then we're on the air and I'm doing that. But you can say it to me and you never know. But you'll definitely have your name up there. So that's how you do it. Johnny, go ahead. Finish. Tell him. You just click the join button.
Oh, that's easy.
That's all you do.
And pay the bill. And pay the bill.
Yeah. Well, there's a video that you watch. You click the join button. There's a little video that you watch where I'm explaining everything, and then you have your choice. But if the top tier is where you get your names all read in the very beginning, that's guaranteed. Yeah. So Barry,
whoa. Look at this thrash metal and fun riffs. We're not even having fun yet, and already the money's rolling in. Look at this. Thank you, Thrash Metals and Fun Riffs. Wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving to the cast and crew. Thank you, man. Johnny's going to buy some turkey wings with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I don't eat turkey.
Well, he'll mail them to me. But
I don't like turkey.
Well, trust me, we'll find a use for the money. Thank you, Thrash Metal. And happy Thanksgiving to you and yours.
Thank you, Thrash Metal. Thank you, man.
KXM Rock says I might join. Hey, listen, no better Christmas gift can you give than a membership to the channel. I mean, you're supporting the show. You're getting executive perks. Do you see in the chat right now all those cool emojis that people are using, the guitars and the cymbals? Those are exclusives. Those are perks. Those are perks. Our channel members are getting those.
And thank you to our channel members. We don't have to have the duck on the screen anymore.
Yeah.
Like that.
Which usually winds up in my mouth. The duck, Johnny usually Paulie will come in. He'll be the bottom corner. I'll usually raise up to the top right corner. The duck will be in my effing mouth. And I'll be trying to talk with a duck in my mouth.
Oh,
so many jokes there, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you, channel members. Yeah. Yeah. This isn't the free version of this. And so we do have options. Lots of cool options for you guys.
Yeah.
And we're also live on Facebook over on the Johnny Beane TV Facebook page and the Van Halen 1974 to 2020 Facebook group, where things have kind of calmed down now, since I changed the name. But over on Facebook, over on Johnny Beane TV, you have the stars option, which is kind of like it's like a super chat type of thing. So, and I think they're giving away free stars to people. So if you watch on Facebook, they're giving you free stars to hand out.
Wow.
So
there's like stars on the Walk of Fame. It's like,
try it out. It's pretty fun. It's fun. The internet is getting bigger and better every day.
So let's see. Let's go through a little roll call just so we know who's here right now, because we appreciate everyone here. And wasting your time with us rather than brining a turkey or, making holiday plans to go out, which you shouldn't be doing. So we're happy about this. So let's see. Renus Pinkle, Chris Bevan, Hugh Caldwell, Janice Lala, Brian Spalding, Fruitcake Tony, KXM Rock, Ben Tom and Tom Jr., Sandra Picorni, 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 me love you long time. Love that. Let's see. Hal Face, Joe Hervey, Thunder Falcon, Eduardo Marino Porto, Chris Bevan, Steve Carmichael, one of the big bosses in the house.
Steve Carmichael. False flag. Thank you.
Charles Green, Joe Hervey, Papa Blue, Edwin Crane, Jim Nicholas. Thank you, False Flag. False Flag paying the bills around here. We're paying the bills around here. We're rolling in dough now. We're rolling in dough. We got the money. We got the money. We got the money. Johnny, how much money we got so far? We got the money. We got the money.
That's Australian.
Oh, no. That's like $2. Oh, man. He screwed us again. Let's see. Marky Metal Jr. Thank you, False Flag. Just kidding. Marky Metal Jr. Fun Metals and Thrash Riffs. Sounds familiar. Hugh Caldwell, Hal Face. Renus Pinkle. Kurt S5150. Did I say Thunder Falcon already? Thunder Falcon.
Yes.
Let's see. Fruitcake Tony. I'm so terrible at reading damn roll calls. I don't know why you even let me do this. Marky FX, everyone else, Thresh Metal and Fun Riffs. That's why it sounds familiar. Frank Corcoran, Charles Green. Let's see. I'm probably saying everyone's name like 5 times already. Let's see who else is joining us. Barry McCotchener.
Say hi in the chat if you want your name read. We got 80 watching.
Yeah, I know, and I'm skipping over like half of them accidentally. I'm so sorry. I'm good at messing up everything, really. Mama Mancuda, hey, Mom. Love you. It's not really my mom. Let's see. Barry, Charles Green, Mark Dillon. How are you, Mark? Professional Idiot. Well, they taken my name. Fender Guru. The British Electric Blues Show. Hey, Fender Guru.
Hey, Wesley. Wesley on Facebook.
Wesley on Facebook. How are you, man? Renee, how are you?
Welcome.
Mike Hawk. Ha! Mike Hawk. Get it?
Oh no, Saturday night is rolling over into Tuesday.
I know, really.
Wilma.
Will my fist fit in? Will my fist fit in? Dog shit pantyhose. The good news is I appreciate everyone. Let's see. David Scher. Oh, Jojo the champ. F you, Jojo. Only talk through our lawyers. Tube Supio. Jim Nicholas, Jeff T. Jimmy Ray Hawkins. Wayno A. The Chad in the house. Hey, man. Let's see. Who else? Edwin Crane. Boner Jams. Let's see. Everybody. Yeah, everybody's here. The professor, Marianne Gilligan, Bobby, Peter, Greg, Cindy, Jan, Alice, Marsha, Kenko Dora. How are you, man? Let's see. Nightbot's in the house. James Gum, professional idiot. I said that. Les Mancuda, more Blue Rhino. How are you, brother? Mike Hawk. It's just fun to say. And everyone else. Dweezil Frampton. Yes. Everybody. Everybody that's here. Peter Frampton. Dweezil Zappa. Everybody. Yeah. We'll be horny. All the good names. Everybody's here except Meander Paul for now, but he'll be here. Thunder Falcon wants to know, is there a show and tell guitar clue? Yes. Much like this year's Thanksgiving turkey, it is it reminds me of Big Bird. There you go. There's your clue. Hey, Zach Thong, Ted Sanchez, Dirty Sanchez. Love that. So, okay, let's see. So how many people are not going to an airport or traveling to see family for big, dangerous gatherings this year? How many people are playing it smart and having like just the basic dinner at home with your housemates? How many people? Let's see in the chat. They're all texting right now from an airplane. They're like, screw that, Mancuda. I'm going to grandma's house. It is not a celebrity guitar, Fruitcake Tony. Let's see. The Chads, no travel here. Janice is staying home. Johnny is staying home. Professional Idiot staying home. Jeff T, not traveling. Driving across the street. Home, staying home. I always do. Everyone's staying home. Good. Okay. I just want to make sure nobody's out killing grandma this year.
Wow.
Yeah, we want grandma alive for next year, so don't go see her this year.
Out here in California, we have a curfew too.
We do have a curfew. No one out after 10.
Yeah. Between 10 and 5 or something.
And no outdoor dining, so the homeless people are going to have to go indoors.
Yeah. You know what I saw? Earlier? Did you know at Dunkin' Donuts, at the end of the day, they throw all those donuts away?
Do I know it? I'm in the back dumpster waiting for the delivery. What do you think I serve my guests? What do you?
They throw them all like tons and tons of good donuts.
You didn't know that?
Toss them in the trash. I saw a video on TikTok.
Dude, I eat that. I'm always there, like waiting for the guy to go back indoors. I run with a trash bag and I'm filling it, and then I'm having my meal for the week. What are you talking about? I'm on a fixed income. Johnny doesn't know what to say. He's like, I was joking, man. I mean, Mancuda's really hit hard by this pandemic economy. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
No, I do know that. I know that because in New York, where I'm basically from, the donut places do that. The bagel places do that, and I mean, they try in a lot of places to save them for like homeless shelters and stuff. And, I applaud that when you can. But there's a lot. I mean, Dunkin', basically every day, like midday, they're dumping a lot of stuff if they haven't sold it, to keep them fresh. That's in their budget. They literally figure that out in their budget. you know. Yeah, Rico B says John is a regular there. He's probably got photos of me like feet first in the dumpster, you know. Hey, look, a Boston cream. It's only got a couple of sprinkles on. Oh, that's rat poop. No. I'll leave that
one. Chocolate sprinkles.
Let's see. Ben Tom, I hope your grandma is going to be okay. Yeah, I mean, I hope everyone's going to be okay. I want everyone to have a safe Thanksgiving. You know, the thing about Thanksgiving that's really important is the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special. But other than that, I want everyone to be safe and happy. And look, this 1 year of having an irregular Thanksgiving will probably save people's lives. So next year you can have a normal, you know, let's all get together and be healthy Thanksgiving, you know. You won't spend Christmas in the ICU, you know. So
well, you know, a lot of fights do break out at Thanksgiving. Just normally.
You're kidding? Yeah, of course, because you know, I mean, the Uncle Fred always stuffs up the toilet, you know, and Aunt Bernice always brings her 2 rotten kids.
Aunt
always
Wilma.
Sits there, yeah, and while she's sitting there talking about what a rat bastard her ex-husband is, who cheated on her for her secretary, and her divorce has gone through, and she's fighting for alimony. Those 2 kids are flinging gravy and giblets on your wall. You know, and then she's not watching them. And, you know, meanwhile, Uncle Fred comes out laughing. What's so funny, Uncle Fred? Need the plunger. No, seriously, you got a plunger? Because that water's flowing. You know, you better get some towels there, too. Don't go in there.
Who spilled the gravy in the bathroom?
Yeah, that ain't gravy, boys and girls. That ain't gravy. It's, boy, I feel like I just unstuffed a turkey out my rectum. Yeah, he's always proud of that. You know, and then you have creepy cousin Leonard, and he's always like sitting there alone talking how he can't meet a girl, but he's got those buggy killer murder eyes, you know, and he creeps out everyone. You know, he's got you know, the receding clown hair, and he's got those big bug eyes, and he's like, yeah, no, I almost started dating a girl recently. Well, how'd it go, Leonard? She took one look at me and went back in her car and just drove off. But I mean, I think she might like me, you know. Hey, are those yams? Yeah, no, you know, I mean, there's always all the creepy relatives are there. Everyone's got their rotten kids. That, you know, God help that poor toilet after Uncle Fred. You know, it's always a mess. And then, you know, there's always like 3 wives go to gossip about someone else, and, you know, and they're off in the corner. And then the husbands are, so you see the game? You know, they're always drinking beer and burping and farting. And, you know, it's just, you don't really need that. And meanwhile, you just paid for that dinner. You just slaved for hours over that dinner, you know? So it's, you know, Thanksgiving's not all it's cut out to be, you know? You know, and then, you know, Leonard's wondering if your cousin is single, and it's like, that's your cousin too, but is she single? You know, and it's like, you know, she's also 13, man.
Well, in some states,
in some countries, that's okay. You know, it's just weird, and you know, I'm not going to see family this Thanksgiving. I'm not. From this is, you know, what's really funny. You know, you always hope there's an excuse to get out of going to Thanksgiving to deal with this family nonsense. And you never have an excuse. It's like, so Jonathan, are you coming to Thanksgiving this year? Are you going to bring your girlfriend? Oh, we broke up last year, so no girlfriend. No girlfriend. Well, I guess we'll just have to take you. So you coming? And you're thinking like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. There's never an excuse. Now, this year, there's an excuse. This year you have an excuse. There's a pandemic. I don't want to get Aunt Matilda and Grandma Flo sick. In fact, I'm feeling not so good right now. Oh, I guess you better stay home. Yeah, better stay home. You know, so, but I see these videos of people at the airport, and some of them are just nuts. They're like, yeah, no, I know I may get Grandma sick, but you know, I mean, I want to see my family. It's like, what? Yeah, you doing that? Okay, it's, you know, I guess
Yeah.
it's nice to have a Christmas funeral for grandma, I guess. I mean, that's kind of cheery and stuff, but okay. Yeah, I don't recommend traveling to see anyone. You know, you're always looking for an excuse. This is your excuse. Here it is. Pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah. Have a Zoom. Have a Zoom Thanksgiving.
Oh, Zoom really fucked us this year.
You know?
Zoom usually has a 40-minute a time on it, you know,
Yeah.
for a Zoom call. Well, they decided.
Yeah, we were trying it. Like a couple years ago, we were experimenting with all that stuff. You know, because
Yeah.
I knew we were getting rid of Hangouts, and so yeah, I knew about that. Yeah.
But this year for Thanksgiving, they decided to make it more family friendly because most people aren't going to get together with their families. So they decided to put in free unlimited Zoom this Thanksgiving. So just when you're thinking you can get away with only 40 minutes, you know, Uncle Fred is gonna bring you to his home toilet and say, you know, I'm talking to you on my iPad on the toilet right now. Look, here you go. Here you are, nephew. Whoa, looks like a turducken. Yeah. Yeah, so you won't be able to get out of those Zoom calls. There's no limit now. They're sticking you with your family. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. Isn't that great? Thank you, Zoom.
Thank you, Zoom. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for fisting me harder than my whole family has this year.
I think Zoom is cool. I'm in a couple Zoom meetings, you know, every week.
Zoom is cool. I just don't want all this extra time with family. I want to make an appearance on the Zoom call. Say hi to my cousin, hi to my aunt, hi to grandma, hi, you know, and that's it, you know, and then I want to go. Oh, the timer is running out. We only have 40 minutes. It was so good seeing you all. Now it's like, nope, there's no timer here. Shh, quiet, Grandpa, shush. I don't see any timer. Looks like I could tell you that time when I was in the war again. Yep, we're back in Korea. Yes, sir. And the Nazis had us surrounded. Wait, no, that was in World War II because I was in Korea too. But this was about the Nazis. Now the Nazis had us surrounded, and this time we were in. Where were we in? Were we in Japan? Nope. That was the Japs. And it's like, please don't say Japs. Just say Japanese. Nope. Back then they were Japs. Yes, sir. This was when, of course, everyone was segregated, and we didn't even want any Negroes in our platoon. Grandpa, please, you're racism. You're killing me. No. You know, this is why you don't want to stay on too long. You know,
are there even people that old anymore that are like that?
Yeah, absolutely. And they show up Thanksgiving, boys and girls. Believe me, you want to taste.
You gotta be really old.
You want to taste the rate. Well, I said World War II, so I mean,
yeah,
definitely. We're going on, you know, 80 years now. So
112-year-old grandma.
Yeah, I know. Back in my day, we were, you know, if you didn't have an aspirin between your knees, you were a whore. What? Yes, sir. Your mom was the biggest slut. No, Grandma, I don't want to hear la, 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 la. Nope, not Janice Lala. Your mother I'm talking about. Grandma, please stop. Just stop. They used to call her backseat Berta because she was always in the back. Grandma, please. Grandma, please. Yep. I thought I caught her with a boy once in the back of my car, but in fact, I just saw her head for a minute and then she was gone. I must have been seeing things, but then I saw her head pop up again and I knew she was in there. Grandma, please.
Wandering Wilma.
Yeah, wandering. Wilma fingers fit. Yeah, no, if you want a taste of stories you don't want to hear, just go to Thanksgiving. If you want a dose of racism that you thought had fallen away to the ages, go to the family Thanksgiving dinner. If you want to avoid talking about politics, it's not at Thanksgiving. You know? And of course, somewhere always the 55 Dodgers are stuck in there somewhere. So no matter what subject you're talking about, yep, this damn government of ours is screwing us all. Don't matter who's president, they're all screwing us. And back in my day, the only thing we had to worry about was who were the 55 Dodgers playing. Because, boy, back then, they sure had a hitting team. And it's like, how the fuck does that fit in? You know? Yep, pecan pie. That's delicious. Reminds me of the gravel on the ground over where the Dodgers used to play in Brooklyn. This was when they were still the Brooklyn Dodgers before they traded up and went to L.A. Who needs that? But back in 55, do you want your pie or not? Yeah, so, I mean, this is, you know, this is, you know, you want to avoid Thanksgiving. This is a great excuse to avoid Thanksgiving, everybody. So, yeah, you have to. You're lucky. You're lucky.
Bo.
Bo.
Hey, Bo.
Bo.
Hey, Bo.
Beware. Bo. Beware.
Bo.
And Professional Idiot says, I don't mind Thanksgiving because you get to spend time with family no matter how crazy they are. Professional Idiot, listen, my parents won't have me this year, and I could really use someone to serve them up a Thanksgiving dinner. So if you're game and you want to win a dream dinner with my family, you absolutely please go and spend Thanksgiving with my family, and you will have the best time. Yeah. Oh, good. I sound like Rush Limbaugh tonight. Oh, good. You know, the problem really isn't with the government. The problem is with, you know, conspiracies going on.
Wow, that sounds just like him.
Yeah, I know. That's the last person I ever want to sound like is Rush. Anyway, yeah, no, listen, I can imagine my parents are spending Thanksgiving dinner without me this year. And of course, my mom's mad at me. She's mad at me because, well, you should fly out and help us right now. We really could use the help. I'm like, well, I don't want to bring the virus into the house. Well, all you have to do is quarantine after you get off the plane. It's like, okay, so 2 weeks in quarantine where somewhere along the way I will go out of the house and somewhere I'll go get a bagel and maybe bring it home. Mom, I don't want to endanger you. Well, it's really tough on your father and I. Where's the turkey, Berta? Do you hear him? Yeah, because this is exactly what's going on. Dad's up in a hospital bed in the living room. Of course, there's a bedpan floating around that Mom's accidentally thinking is the gravy boat, and I'm sure she's dousing the stuffing with poopy water. So yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a circus at my parents' house this Thanksgiving. I just know it. What's really funny is, I don't know if I told you this, when my dad came home from the hospital recently, they needed help getting him home. So they had to release him into someone's custody that could lift him into the hospital bed. So my mom can't do it. So they weren't going to release him. They were going to take him back to the hospital. And, my mother's panicking. She's like, you got to send someone over, someone that can help lift your father. So I call up my friend Tony. And my friend Tony goes, I'm sorry, you want me to what, John? Can you go over to my parents' house and lift my father from a wheelchair into a hospital bed? He's like, yeah, sure, bro. I could do that for you. So like a saint, like a freaking saint, my friend Tony goes over there. My dad arrives in the ambulance from the hospital. They have him in the wheelchair. They're like, okay, son, you got to take him from the wheelchair and put him in the hospital bed. So he's a pretty built guy. So he's thinking, well, this will be easy. I'll lift the guy, put him in the bed, and I'll wave goodbye, Mancudas, and that'll be it. No, he said my dad was akin to like a slippery sailfish. Like when you pull a fish out of the water when you're fishing, and it's Mancuda. When you pull a fish out of the water, it's like a big fish. Try to hug it. He says, that's what my dad was doing. He's like, I'm thinking I'll just lift your father. Instead, your father's like, nope, I'm not comfortable. Nope, slipping. Nope, you're dropping me. Nope, that's not. Nope, that's not the way to lift it. No, don't lift me that way. And he's like, holy shit. trying to hold on to a greased seal. And, and of course, he said it took like 10 minutes to get my dad from a simple wheelchair into the bed, and he's flapping and he's upside down and he's whipping his leg in the air, And I said, holy shit. And then my mother calls me and she's like, well, John, they didn't bring a bedpan for him. What am I supposed to do? I'm like, I told you to get a bedpan, Mom. Well, they didn't bring one. Now what do I do? So she calls up the hospital. Hospital says, it's just the cleaning crew there. You'll have to wait till tomorrow. So my mom's panicking and she's going to my dad. Don't go to the bathroom. Just hold it in tonight. And he's like, I gotta go. So this is all going on. My mother somehow finds this medical supply place near the house. And they apparently have like a load of bedpans, like Bedpan Emporium or Bedpan Bath and Beyond, or I don't even know what the hell it was. But somehow
bedpans are us.
Yeah, bedpans are us. She calls up the place and they have bedpans. And, my dad's like, yeah, you better get one soon. Mount Vesuvius is starting to steam, right? So she calls them up and she says, I need one delivered. I'm sorry, one what, man? A bedpan. I need one delivered now. Man, we don't really offer bedpan delivery. Well, could you call like Grubhub or something? I mean, will they deliver a bedpan? Will they pick it up? And, my dad, meanwhile, is turning purple and clenching like a penguin, and, somehow, I don't know how she finds these people, but the guy, the worker at the bedpan place goes, well, ma'am, where do you live? And she's like, she gives the address and he's like, oh, ma'am, I'm only 6 houses away from there. That's where I live. So she's like, oh, well, can you bring it on your way home? So she gets this guy, she convinces this guy to bring this bedpan home with him, right? So, they say we close at 8. And my dad's, beads of sweat are going down and he's chewing his nails. Like, I hope I could go soon. And she says, she calls the guy and he says, yeah, I'm leaving now. I'll drop off the bedpan in a few minutes. So she's waiting. An hour goes by, no bedpan at the door, right? So she tries to call the place. The guy's gone already, of course. So she can't reach him. So what must have happened is this guy must have copied the address wrong or something like that. So imagine you're like one of our neighbors and you just hear the doorbell ring and then you look outside and no one's there. And then you look down and there's a bedpan. What's this? And the guy's thinking he did his good deed of the day. And my mom's like, where's the bedpan? And sure enough, no bedpan arrived. So,
did she go looking? Because 6 houses.
Oh no! I told her. I said, Ma, listen, go, outside, look in the, She's like, do you think it's in the mailbox? They said, only if you folded the fucking thing in half. It's a mailbox. It's a bedpan. It's like a toilet seat. There's no way. So I don't know where the fuck this bedpan ended up, but it didn't end up at my parents' house. So I don't know what happened after that because my mom was just because I was laughing and she was angry at me, so she hung up. So I don't know what happened after that, but I didn't hear about any explosion in the house. The house is probably still standing. I hope my dad's still alive, and I hope the living room is not full of brown stalactites, But, it's just amazing. I mean, think about that, Of course, the bedpan guy lives 6 houses up. Of course he does.
Yeah.
It's not funny, John. I know, Mom. I know. It's not funny. Click. Mom? Hello? I'm imagining my dad, popping like a water balloon all over the living room or something, So, and of course, that's probably the night my mom made her famous prune whip for dessert, Do you want some prune whip? Oh, no, Maracuda. Yeah, so welcome to my world. So there you go. And this is by the way the family that I'm not seeing on Thanksgiving. So if anyone wants to spend a delightful Thanksgiving with my parents, you could bring yams and a bedpan. We'd appreciate it.
Sounds awesome.
Festive, yeah, very festive. Oh, look who's in the chat now. I love this name. Haywood Jablomi. Get it? Get it?
Hey, Wood.
Hey, Wood. My brother is Morningwood Jablomi. It's very nice. Very nice. Yeah. So, you know, speaking of tooting horns and music, did you listen to the new AC/DC album yet?
I did not.
I did.
I didn't. There's a whole record now?
There is a. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because Paul has that
It's
box
out
set.
now. It's out now. It's out now. A couple of guys out there. Jay Hannon. Jay Hoonan in the chat. Jay didn't realize his name got changed that night because I see everyone now refers to him as Jay Hoonan after our Halloween debacle. And Jim Nicholas says it best. AC/DC has saved us, John. You're damn right. Because here's the thing, and I talk about this week after week. I always love to support the bands by ordering the physical vinyl. The Blu-ray, the CD. I ordered the CD.
The physical copy.
Right, the physical copy. I always want it because I want them to get money. And again, I'm old school. I like to have a physical copy in my collection. I have a collection very similar to Paul's with just, tons and tons of physical CDs and cassettes and vinyl and whatever. But I like the physical copy. I like to open it up. I like to read the liner notes as I listen to the whole album. So, I ordered one on Amazon, and I forgot, unfortunately, that sometimes the Amazon deliveries I set to go to my parents' house, depending what it is, because they still, I like to keep, I like to keep a lot of my CD collection at my parents' house. And oh no, Jay got a new guitar today, and he's sending it back tomorrow. Jay is like the customer service nightmare. Hello, customer service. Can I help you? Yeah, is this Guitar Center? Yes, it is. Customer service. Can I help you? Yeah, it's Jay. Oh no. Hold please, sir. It's that Hannon guy. He's probably going to return something. Who wants it? Draw straws. All right. Oh fuck. All right. I got it. Hello, Mr. Hannon. How can I help you? Yeah, I'm sending this guitar back. All right. What type is it? Well, what do you think it is? A Kiesel? Yes, it's Kiesel. Okay. Do you need any more return labels? We sent you 17 of them last time. Yeah, no, I still have them. Just letting you know it's coming back. All right. Thank you, Mr. Hannon. I'll note your account. Your -8 guitars purchased this year so far. Thank you. Oh, hello? Yes? Yes, Mr. Hannon. I do enjoy Colonel's popcorn. Thank you. Yes. Yes, I'll note that. Thank you. There you go. So, delicious Colonel's popcorn, a favorite of the Johnny Beane TV show, and one of the sponsors from our Halloween costume contest. So, if you order from Colonel's Gourmet Popcorn and you mention Johnny Beane or Jay Hannon, you will get, I don't know, what is it, Johnny? Is it a discount or just a bonus, or what? I know they give you something good.
I really don't know.
Jay, do you know? They either get a discount or they get some.
They throw something extra in there. Or they give you a bonus, or
they give you.
Jay, we should probably find out.
They're a sponsor of the show. We should probably know this.
By the way, I'm all out. Just saying.
Oh, time for a reorder.
Oh, it's amazing. The garlic popcorn is incredible.
That's why no one will kiss me nowadays, but it is tasty. Yeah. So Music Therapy Laz points out he ordered the Rampage set of humbuckers from Craig over at Vinum Pickups. Vinum Pickups, another sponsor of the show, and another prize supporter from the Halloween costume contest. Custom Vinum Pickups, custom wound. They have any sound you could think of, really. They can modify things. If you want, say, as an example, like a DiMarzio Super Distortion, they have variations of that. You can have something that sounds just like it, or a little cleaner, a little less muddy, a little more distortion. Craig Vinum's a pickup genius. So if you want something over at Vinum Pickups, check it out. And again, like you just said, they have a lot of pre-made pickups there. So if you want to check out what they have, go to Vinum Pickups website, check it out, and they'll have ready-made stuff or custom stuff. I mean, you could order different colors, different tones. You want something wired different? Just ask him. He's brilliant. Let's see who else got prizes from the Halloween costume contest. I know someone messaged me today that she got her shirts. She won 2 shirts. Let's see.
Was it Janice?
Janice also, I think, got something. Let's see. Wait.
Got a Zim shirt?
Janice got her Zim shirt in yesterday. Ben Tom is asking if the Swiss picks shipped out yet. I am not sure. Sandra also got her Tessie Switch. Tessie Switch, another friend and sponsor of the show. If you want to check out Tessie Switch's website, Janice was showing off her Tessie Switch the other day. She got this cool purple one. So if you want to do that amazing sound effect that you do with a kill switch and really get creative, Sandra got a gorgeous purple one. Go to Tessie Switch's website, and they're really cool. And I'm hoping, I don't know if anyone got their Swiss picks yet. Let me know when you do, because we love Swiss picks, another sponsor of the show and of our costume contest. Sandra Bricorni also got some Vinum pickups, waiting for her Vinum to get there. She ordered a purple one. Very cool. And Music Therapy Labs will be ordering more Vinum pickups for his Telecaster. Vinum pickups is terrific. So if you haven't checked them out, just go to the website, go to Tessie Switch's website, go to Vinum Pickups website. Great stuff. And let's see. While I'm getting stuff out there, did I show you that I have a brand new flavor of Bang energy drink? Look at this shit.
Literally.
Yeah, look at this shit. Look at this shit they send me. Damn you, Bang energy drink. Stupid sponsor. Yeah, well, last week I introduced the new, there it is, key lime pie flavor. I'm still sipping a little bit left of. But today, it's a full can, so I got to be careful. New ready? New Mango Bango Furry Triango. I'm sure they love that. With my wango. With triangle? Furry Triango. Yeah, new Mango Bango Furry Triangle Bang energy drink that I love to wash my wango with. I'm sure they're loving this. So new Mango Bango. This is an all-natural one, and they all use natural flavorings, but I think that this one uses less of something. I don't know. It's a good flavor. It's mango, for freak's sake. Just drink the thing. There we go. It tastes like mango and poontanga. There you go. What a great combo. If you have a mango jammed up your poontango, then drink Mango Bango. Let me shave your furry triangle. There you go.
Hey, Colleen. You're just in time.
Yeah, just in time for me to do dirty entendres with Bang energy drink. I'm sure they're thrilled.
And David Scher just sent this over. Look at this. Oh, sorry, Ned. I got Ned here. Craig's. Is it Craig's? Craig's Thanksgiving dinner.
Now, what is that? Oh, is that one of those Yeah, okay. I've seen these. These are those canned Thanksgiving dinners, and usually they're sold in England. But look at it; it's layers of. You could see like turkey, gravy, stuffing, potatoes, and vegetables, and pumpkin. I think it's just like a big mold of shit, is what it is. That's how it comes out of your ass too, in one big rainbow-colored tube. Yeah, so if you just want Thanksgiving dinner in a can, I usually recommend stuffing a drumstick up your ass. But but there's another way to do it. Hey,
Colleen, welcome to the YouTube side.
welcome, Colleen. Always nice to see Colleen. And here's what I'm addicted to. This is what I'm addicted to. And then once I tell you this, I'll get back on AC/DC because there's a lot to talk about. This is like crack to me. This is my favorite holiday treat. Haagen-Dazs limited edition peppermint bark ice cream. Not a sponsor of the show. I have to point out of all the sponsors we just went through, not a sponsor of the show. But look at this stuff. This is so freaking good. And I couldn't find it last year. And I was like, I was beating up old ladies in the supermarket thinking they were like holding out on me. It's like, you know, it's like I'm looking through people's carriages. It's like, son, excuse me, what are you doing? I'm like, do you have any Haagen-Dazs? Get away from there. Security, management, store workers. I'm like, where's the Haagen-Dazs, you old bag? You know, and I couldn't find any last year. It sold out so fast. So I bought like a bunch of them because a couple of years ago, like my ex-girlfriend, bless her little heart, she bought me like 5 of them. And I said, babe, what are you doing? I'm not going to eat 5 ice creams. And she's like, it's you. You'll eat 5 ice creams. And otherwise you'll be bitching that we don't have any. And sure enough, she was right. Like by the end of the month, I was through 5 pints. And I did that this year. I bought 3 pints, which was all the store had. And then I'll find others as I go through. But this stuff, if you haven't tried this, it's like crack. It's like a mix of vanilla, white chocolate ice cream, and it's got peppermint bark candy in there and crushed candy canes. And it's just like, oh my God, if pussy were ice cream, this is it. I mean, this is it. You go out and you search for this. This is so good. I'm sure Haagen-Dazs loves that I'm comparing them to a vagina as their frozen dessert. But they're not a sponsor, so I really don't care. But yeah, I highly recommend this. Try this. Even if you're lactose intolerant, this is so worth shitting your pants. Really, really is. It's just delicious. So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, so the new AC/DC album.
Speaking of
shitting your pants with lactose intolerance, the new AC/DC album. Yeah, so I'm that guy. I always try to, and Paulie does this too. We always try to order that specific, hard copy to support the band. And I like it. I like to literally do it old school. I like to get it. I put it in the CD player. I lay back in bed and I open the booklet and I read the liner notes and I'm following the lyrics and I'm enjoying the old school experience of taking home an album and listening to it for the first time. I mean, haven't you ever done that? Like growing up?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Of course. We all have, right?
Every time. Every time. Still do.
Yeah, and it's part of the experience to have that physical copy. So don't you think that I send some of my CDs back to my parents' place in New York where I keep a lot of my CDs. And unfortunately, my Amazon order that I wanted sent here, they sent over there. So now my parents' house has my brand new AC/DC CD waiting for me. And I'm so screwed. Welcome, Margaret Scranton. And thank you, Ben Tom. Let's see. Ben Tom says, whoa, nothing. And I mean, nothing tastes better than good pussy. Let me tell you something, Tom. This Haagen-Dazs, they should just serve it in a vagina-shaped dish.
Oh,
I mean, just a little ceramic vagina and just put the scoop of ice cream in there. It's creamy and melty and delicious. It's so good. I'm telling you. I love the ice cream. Vagina is great, but that ice cream is really good. Trust me. Just try. If you like vagina, please try Haagen-Dazs peppermint bark ice cream, and let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments section of the video which you like better. If you dipped your whip in the pint, let me know. I'm curious. I fuck Jello, so what do I know? I'll do it too. Just let me know what you think about this.
Hey, Margaret.
Yeah. Welcome, Margaret. Speaking. There you go. Margaret's just like, what the hell is going on here tonight? Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so AC/DC. So my parents' house has my new copy of the new AC/DC album. I'm so pissed because while I do send certain CDs over there, I really wanted this one in my hands to play in my car. And, so instead I listened to it on YouTube last night, but I listened to it, the full album twice on YouTube last night. Holy hell, is it good? I mean, it is so fucking good. Like big time. I mean, okay, you have the single that's been circulating around everywhere. That's probably like not even middle of the pack good compared to the rest of the album. It's that freaking good. I mean, it's just consistent. It's one of those albums. There's really not a dead song on there. I mean, obviously some are better than others, but like it's just one, those albums you could just put on and just play through, which is a lot of AC/DC CDs actually, but this is one of them, man. I mean, how much of this album have you heard?
I've only heard the one song.
And you liked it, right?
The first one. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like AC/DC.
That's what I want him to sound like.
I mean, if you like AC/DC. But so you heard the whole thing.
Twice.
Twice. Does it sound... do any of the songs sound like... I just heard that one like 3 songs ago. Are any of them like... Are they very similar?
The thing about AC/DC, and I always say this, they always sound alike. I mean, they're playing 4 freaking chords, but it's always that Angus Young tone that's so recognizable, know. And obviously, Brian Johnson is, doing that. His vocals are just at the top of his game as they always were, because he has that rasp that. It's not like a smooth tone where like, oh my God, what if he loses his voice? He's hitting all these high notes. He just has that, he's doing that. And that's always going to be like available. Even when you blow out your voice, you could do that. And he does it like nobody's business. But they're just at the peak of their game again. And you say this like every 10 years. But it's like when you think about like all the crap that 2020 has yielded, and this album, not just a single, but a whole bloody album from one of the best bands in rock and metal music. I mean, how do you like improve on that, but do what you always do? And that's what you want. You don't want them to suddenly be like, we decided to experiment and try this instead this time. And, and you don't want that. You want them to sound just like all their classics. And this one does. And it's just one of those, you play it through and you just like, down. I don't think there's any better music to do a road trip than AC/DC, So you're driving down the road and, listen to It's a Long Way to Rock and Roll or Giving the Dog a Bone or whatever. And it's always that do, 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 do. It's just that music to kind of drive down a highway to and just keep going and keep going. And that's what this album is, And the songs sound very similar to each other, just like any other good AC/DC album. And that's what I want. Unfortunately, my father's probably looking like, what's this? This must be from the electric company, honey. It says AC/DC on it. Put it by the plug. Maybe you should stick it in the plug. Should you stick the thing in the plug? I don't know. What is this go in the computer? What does this do? Yeah. So really, really, really great CD. And like I said, last night was the first time that I took a minute. Once I realized my package wasn't arriving at my house here in Hollywood, I just said, all right, well, I'm not gonna buy like a copy for each house. I'll listen to it, I'll download it online and listen to it online. And so, I listened to it on YouTube as I'm driving last night, and it was just so freaking good. Let's see. Renus Pinkle says, nothing better than listening to AC/DC when you're a trucker and naked on the road, nobody with you, just shifting gears over and over. Yes, absolutely. Put it in gear. Oh, that's my penis. Yeah. No, absolutely. Listen, I can't recommend the whole album enough for you. For those of you that were thinking, well, I'll just buy the single or something, the single's not even the best track on there. I'm waiting for Paul to get here because I want to discuss it with him, but it's not even the best track on there. It's a good track, but I think it was, I don't even remember the name of the song, because the first song and the second song both begin with the letter R, and both were really good. But the second song, I was just like, I wanted to just keep repeating it over and over and over. You're going to get a bunch of singles out of that album. And I'm so happy for them, because the idea that they all got back together with original members and put so much effort into it. Oh my God, I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy about it. Margaret Scranton says the same thing. Yes, buy the album. Who else here in the chat has it right now? Who has the album, physically has the album? Because I've been seeing all over Facebook, a lot of my friends now have it in hand, or they have the box set, or whatever. And I'm not into like box sets or something. I mean, I just want the CDs. I don't care really about the extra material, or look, it looks cool. Looks like a little, amp or whatever, but it's, I'm not into the gimmick and the shelf displays. I have too much crap in my life already. I just wanted, the CD.
We can see it. We can see it all back there.
Yeah. Look at this. I live in a hoarder's paradise.
He's not kidding.
Yeah, no, it's there's crap everywhere. There's just crap everywhere. It's like you can see the comic books and guitar cases and bookshelves of stuff, and all that stuff. But it's like, let's see. Looking in the chat right now, Margaret says buy it.
Yeah. Anybody, if you did buy it, if you do have it on CD or LP or a physical copy, send us a text. Send us a picture.
No, send it to me. Just send me.
Mail it to him, but send me a text. Nightbot has a number right there of you holding, showing us the album. We'll show it.
Yeah, that's cool. Also, you know what? While you're sending stuff, if you have, and if you got some of your prizes already from the Halloween contest, send us a photo of you holding it or wearing it if it's a shirt.
The prize.
Yeah. Well played, Johnny. Well played. Very important. Yeah. Right now, Renus is like showing you holding it. All right. That's how the show started. Let's see. Looking in the chat, Charles Green's still waiting for his copy. Mark Dillon has a physical copy. Marky Metal Jr. got the special edition. Loves it. Cobra Kai Platoon says you can get it on cassette too. You can, but do you still have a cassette player in your car? Mike Hunt says, is AC/DC going to tour? Well, here's the thing about touring. There's something going on called a pandemic right now, and these guys are a little old, so probably not, or at least not now. If they do later on tour, if they do, it's got to be when we get back to live music, which we're not going to get back to until we all get on the same page with this pandemic. We've got to flatten the curve, and then hopefully all get into all vaccines, and that's going to take time, and then convincing some people to take it, and that's going to take time, and so it'll be a little while before live music comes back. But hopefully, if at one point we do get this all under control, I'm hoping they do even a small tour, or just big events or something, like one in every state or something. One even just events on some of the bigger states. New York and Texas and Cali and Florida, and something like that. That would be great. Brian Spalding has the tape. Kurt S got it on Apple Music.
Wow. And
Uh,
you know, Target always has an exclusive. You know, if you buy it at Target, they
I did
have
not
the.
know that.
By the way, Renee, the album is called Power Up, and the cover, it looks like it's a red cover. It says ACDC, and it looks like what do you call it? Neon. It's like neon lights.
It's like the lights of an amplifier tube.
Mm-hmm. And if you get it at Target, you actually get a sticker pack.
Oh, well, it's better than getting it at Walmart where you get a fudge pack and cram the CD up your ass. That's good. I'd rather have a sticker pack than they could just sticker up my ass.
I'll show that one.
Yeah, let's see that because now I'm curious. Maybe I'll get a second copy just for the stickers. Okay.
Looks like that. So yeah, it has a little ACDC sticker and then a Power Up sticker.
That's
Oh,
cool.
and an Angus sticker.
See,
Yeah,
I could see putting those on like guitar cases and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, Target's pretty cool if you want extra stuff. They always have exclusives for like everything there is now. Target always has a version of it that has extra songs, extra this, extra that.
But there's no extra songs on this, just the stickers.
Right. But other albums, other
Yeah.
Target exclusives, there's been like extra songs of
Yeah, I've
other-
seen
other
I've seen
stuff.
Walmart do that too.
Yeah.
Well, Walmart and Target get exclusives with a lot of companies, not just albums, but they get like food, like special flavors of cereal or cookies or ice cream. I know, being an ice cream junkie, I've gone to Walmart specifically for like exclusive Ben and Jerry's flavors that I can't get anywhere else. And by the way, speaking of exclusives, over the next 2 weeks, I will show off 2 exclusives that Bang Energy Drink sent me. 2 special flavors that are not available in most stores. And I'll explain that over the next 2 weeks. I know you're excited. I know everyone's like, what? Why? Oh my God, Bang Energy. Are you really? Honey, we've got to record the show to see this. Yeah. But yeah, there's 2 exclusive flavors that I'll reveal over the next 2 weeks. Not available in your typical stores. And I'll explain it because Bang Energy Drinks did something really cool. But I will. But today, like I said, the new Mango Bango Eat That Poontango Bang Energy Drink flavor. All right. Yeah, so let's see. Janice is working on it. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of people in the chat have it or ordered it already. Let's see who else.
That's awesome. I'll have to check it out.
It's so good, Johnny. It's so
I'll have to
good.
listen
You
to
like AC/DC, right?
Yeah,
As a
I
band?
do. I mean, I like them for what they do, and if it sounds like, I mean that's what I would assume though, is that it sounds like classic ACDC.
It is. And that's the beautiful
That's what I
thing
would
about it. The original lineup playing their classic sound. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And again, there are albums that are obviously better than others. This one's so freaking good. You couldn't time this album better to raise people's spirits in 2020. And again, right around Christmas, this should be in everyone's stocking. If someone likes hard rock or heavy metal, this is a stocking stuffer that is like a must-have. It's a must-have. If you haven't bought this, there's no question you should for yourself, get his gifts. Definitely. Ben Tom points out, I heard guest hosting on Fruitcake Tony's show this Saturday. Yes, I will be co-hosting Show Me Your Pick on Saturday on YouTube, Fruitcake Tony's show. We'll be talking Bon Jovi with a lot of surprises. So that'll be fun. And let's see. Jesus Rapes Me says, I assume AC/DC will never tour with this new album. Didn't doctors tell Brian Johnson he would certainly go deaf if he toured again? I'm not sure of the healing situation with Brian Johnson. For those that remember the last tour, he did lose a part of his hearing from all the noise over that tour and had to step down and get replaced temporarily with Axl Rose. So the idea that, he's healed up is great. I don't know if he's tour worthy. And again, these guys are up there in age. I mean, if they play like, like a festival show or something, that's probably more likely what you would see than like a full tour. I mean, they've paid the touring dues. I don't know if you'll ever see them live per se on a full tour again, because of age and with the pandemic and the whole 9 yards. But, keep in mind, as long as they keep producing music in the studio, that's really what I want. That's really what I want. I want, if you gave me a choice of, okay, every couple of years they're going to make a new album, or every couple of years you're going to be able to see them live, I'm going to choose the album. What do you think, Johnny?
Yeah. I would take the album as well.
Right?
And then we're getting some we're getting some pictures here.
Uh-oh. Did you get my dick pic?
No.
My mother sent a photo of the dirty bedpan.
Oh. Okay. Okay, there's Sandra with her, looks like a Tessie switch.
That is a Tessie switch, and that's a cool purple Tessie switch that she just got.
Nice.
And very cool.
And she got a Zim's guitar shirt.
Nice. That's a badass design, right?
Yeah.
Zim's Guitars in Arizona, by the way, was another generous sponsor of T-shirts during the Halloween costume contest. So check out Zim's Guitars as well. And look at those shirts. Those shirts are badass. What a great design.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Those are really cool. Those are really cool.
And then there's some Tessie Switch guitar picks.
Nice.
Right there. Very cool. Very cool. And then let's see, we have another Bruce. Bruce sent a picture.
Is that Mr. BHB Jr. Bruce?
It's the other Bruce.
The other Bruce. That's what we should call him, Other Bruce. He's not Bruce, he's Other Bruce.
There he is right there.
Or like F is for family. Bruce again.
Mm-hmm.
In a Fruitcake Tony shirt. Look at that, man.
Fruitcake Tony shirt. That's awesome.
Rock and roll, Bruce. I have a Fruitcake Tony shirt too. I love that design. The neon orange. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Same here.
Nice.
Let's see. Are we getting any other texts? No, I think that's it for now.
Music Therapy Laz says, I haven't bought the album yet, but I did listen to it sampled on Amazon Music, and yeah, it totally rocks. It's AC/DC. And that's the thing. That always is a panic for me when you hear a band is working on a new album and working on a new project and blah, blah, blah. And, this is going to be our greatest album. It's, we've grown so much. It's like, I don't want you to grow so much. I want exactly the sound that I fell in love with you for, Mm-hmm. I don't want Dokken to say, oh my God, we've grown so much in the last 40 years. This new album is unlike anything you ever heard. I'm like, wait. I want it exactly like everything I've ever heard. I don't want you to say it's like nothing I've ever heard, because I like what I heard. That's why I'm following your band, because I like exactly what I heard. It's like, we've grown so much since our early days when we didn't know what we were doing. But what? Wait, what? No, I like exactly what you were doing. I want your immature self when you knew nothing, Jon Snow. I really, that's what I want. That's why I'm following you. Please, please, please sound exactly like you did back in 1982. And that's the beautiful thing about this album. Just like Music Therapy Laz said, it's AC/DC, and you are getting the product that you hoped for. That's the beauty of it. You're getting exactly what you hoped for. You're like, I hope it sounds like AC/DC. They're up there in years, but it is the original members, and I hope they're not trying something new. They're not. They're trying exactly what you want them to try. exactly what they've done for the last, whatever, 50 years. Fucking A. That's exactly what I want.
Mhm.
Oh.
And also, you ready, man? Everybody, look who's here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Paul.
my buddy
What's up?
Neanderthal.
Sorry, better late than never.
Absolutely.
Maybe not.
Happy to see you, brother.
I have been working since about, I don't know, 3 o'clock or so.
Well, that's more than Johnny and I have. We haven't worked for shit.
Well, and I already did the show this morning too. So it's always good, folks, when your favorite radio station is doing one of their cool concert weekends or deep cuts weekends or live tracks weekends or whatever weekend it is, and the program director is woefully unprepared to do said weekend, and he's giving everybody from Wednesday at 10 a.m. until Monday at 5 a.m. off. Sometimes your local friendly neighborhood morning guy gets a load of shit on his lap at 3 o'clock in the afternoon the day before.
Oh, we talked about bedpans earlier. That's very funny you bring that up.
So that's what happened to me. And the only thing I haven't ripped and done yet, which I'll do tomorrow during the show, that shows you how good the show is going to be tomorrow, is the live 1981 performance of The Wall from Pink Floyd.
Still going to be 10 times better than what we're doing tonight.
Maybe so. But in any event, yeah, so that's what I've been doing for the past couple hours. And I will tell you, a lot of those bands that you love, like, you know, Joe Walsh and Joan Jett and Bon Jovi and all that stuff, a lot of those bands sucked live. You really got to dig deep to find good stuff that will sound good on one of those, because there's a reason why you don't hear certain live tracks on the radio. Like you hear, man, how come you guys don't play like anything from blah, 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 from the blah, blah. And you go, because it sucks, because it's not very good live. And so when you dig and you find some good live stuff, you know, you got to dig and grab it. So I found some good sloppy old Joe Walsh songs and things that we can play with. Like a perfect example of a band that I love on record that sucked out live, ladies and gentlemen, The Cars. Wow, were they bad live? Bad.
That sucks.
Bad.
Oh.
But a great band in studio. But
you know what? Now that you mention that, I promise you, any plans I had to see The Cars live, not again. I won't spend my money on it. I promise. I will never go see The Cars live now.
Yeah, I imagine you won't.
Yeah, definitely.
Considering everybody that was creative in the band is dead.
It's dead, yeah.
Everyone. Everyone.
Yeah, even the guy that put saran wrap around the album is...
Yeah, everybody involved.
Gone.
I mean, if you want to see creepy Greg Hawkes and his weird old man ponytail, or Elliot Easton, who is a super underrated guitar player, but like, you know, you got Ben Orr and Rick Ocasek are both dead. So
I knew Rick Ocasek.
I knew him, and you are no Rick Ocasek.
Senator, you're no Rick. You're not Rick.
You're just a dick. So I apologize for being late. Did I miss anything good?
I'll give you the summary of the show. I gravy fucked Johnny's mouth. We talked about my mother's bedpan experience, nightmares of Thanksgiving, and we're now on the new AC/DC album, which is beyond fantastic. But my physical copy got shipped to my parents' house by accident, so I'm listening to it online. Disappointed, but very thrilled that the entire album is fucking amazing. Oh, and Jay Hannon is returning another guitar.
Is he really?
Yeah.
What guitar is he returning?
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
It's not the Frankie, is it?
I'll bet you hear about it on Friday. Be sure to watch Friday's show. I'm not sure. Jay hasn't said.
Oh, that sucks.
You'll hear about it tomorrow, I'm sure, because they're doing their last.
It's tomorrow, the last week of the month.
Yeah.
So tomorrow is Metal Wednesday with Boner Jams and Jay Hannon.
Poor Jay. Fucking poor guy. He can't win.
I think he just got it now, so I don't know if it's the WVH.
Wow, that sucks. Because we were joking about it on Saturday that Jay is the pioneer in guitar returning. Like all those guitar companies wouldn't have a great return policy if it weren't for Jay Hannon testing every one of them.
Oh, one more thing. Yeah, they forgot. The chat's reminding me. I also compared the taste of Haagen-Dazs peppermint bark ice cream versus the luscious and tangy taste of vagina, both of which I love. And I am preferring right now the Haagen-Dazs peppermint bark ice cream.
Well, that's because it's the one that's more prevalent in your life.
And it's also cheaper. Cost me less.
So there's that. Yeah, it's certainly, yeah. And less headaches. I mean, the ice cream headache only lasts for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, it's just a freezer.
The vagina headache can last a lifetime.
For years. The alimony payments, and Haagen-Dazs has never broken my heart. It's soothed my broken heart, of which I've been suffering since my breakup this year. So thank you, Haagen-Dazs. Not a sponsor yet.
It's a vagina replacement, although a little cold on the tip, just for a second, just to see how it feels. And how it feels is fucking cold.
Yeah, and I've pointed out my penchant for being a dessert fucker. So
right.
Yeah. And Haagen-Dazs, when I say they're not a sponsor yet, I'm sure by comparing their delicious high-end frozen dessert to vaginas will absolutely have them knocking on my door, likely with a subpoena and a cease and desist, but maybe with the opportunity for sponsorship. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. So that's what you missed.
Paul.
He's either in a coma or he froze.
Ice cream headache.
Oh, no. He's got brain freeze. He's literally got brain freeze. What the hell happened? It's like he's in carbonite right now.
Well, he is wearing the shirt.
There you go. Nice. Paul's as good live as Rick Ocasek was.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, no. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Neanderthal.
Thumbnail.
Just as good as Rick Ocasek is now. From brain freeze to actual freeze. That's nice. and here I'm really wanting to discuss AC/DC with him. Right now was the time that Paul's internet provider decided to shut down the power for non-payment. Yep. Okay. Shut him down, boys. Brrr. The sound of the Millennium Falcon not going into hyperdrive. All right, here we go. Jump to hyperspace. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh, no. What a hunk of junk. Oh, boy.
Wow.
Yeah, this is Scott C says Paul's new album is called Power Down, the opposite of AC/DC. Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. So Paul was starting to mention bands live, and I've seen stuff like that because this has always been a pet peeve of mine. When you're watching a metal show and you're like really into it and you love the way the song sounds. I remember Don Dokken fucking this up, and it was like, Alone Again to me is like one of the most beautiful ballads ever written. I'm a sucker for metal ballads. I remember Don Dokken playing it live and he's like, I'm alone again. Come on, everybody. Alone again. Alone again. Left side. Alone again. Everybody on the right. Alone again. Alone again. Everybody in the center. Alone again. 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 And it's like you're sitting there like listening to the home version with like a tear in your eye because it's such a pretty fucking ballad. And here's Don Dokken grandstanding, and it's like, and he's like flipping a fucking cane in the air and he's spinning it around because I'm alone again without. Come on, you guys know the words. Without you. It's like, why the fuck? Why the fuck? Yeah. Why the fuck do you have to do that? Why do you have to screw up a song? Or they just change the lyrics, or like, you know, fucking Vince Neil, when he was like not on his game, he was like, singing Kickstart My Heart, which is like everybody knows the words and they're opening with that song. And it's like, whoa, yeah, kickstart my heart, hope it never stop. I forget the lyrics and I forget the lyrics. I forget the lyrics. I forget the lyrics, so I'm modifying shit. I forget the lyrics and I'm forgetting shit. And it's like, holy shit, how do I remember the fucking lyrics? And you're singing alternate lyrics that you don't remember, and you're mumbling through half the fucking song. It's like, dude, don't drink before the fucking show. You know, it's like, and make no mistake, I've seen Motley Crue live, and there are times they've absolutely kicked my ass. There are times they're really great live. But when they change things, or when they add an extra version, or they ask, this is my biggest pet peeve, when they ask the fucking audience to sing, I'm not coming to the show paying you money for me to do the work while you're like, yeah. You know, it's like, and sometimes they'll like have you sing a couple of verses. You know, I'm a dreamer. I had to, so I wouldn't come. Just get, doesn't mean there. Just take this. Yeah, all right. We're almost halfway through the song. I fucked up. Holy shit. Why do I have to say, am I the only one that doesn't like singing back to the, and then of course they got the ego boost. The ego boost is great. It's like, okay, all right. I know you know this one. All right, here we go. She's my cherry pie. Now the center. She's my cherry pie. I think the right side was louder than you. I think the right side was louder than you. All right, let's try the left side, see who's louder. She's my cherry pie. All right, that's not bad. That's not bad. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. Okay, right side. She's my cherry pie. All right, that's okay. That's okay. You're giving the left side a run for the money, right side. But let's do the center. Let's see how the center. Are you ready? Are you ready to give the left and right sides a run for their money? Okay, here we go. She's my cherry pie. All right. Now you in the back balconies. Okay, let's see. Can you guys sing so much that up in the front, like these three sections, can like hear you? So let's try that. She's my cherry pie. And of course, there's like 4 people in the fucking balcony. So it's like you're not hearing shit. And he's just like, all right, I heard you. So finally, after like 10 minutes, you're like, holy shit, can't you just sing the song like the fucking recording? I mean, and again, I'm not picking on Crew or Warrant or, rest in peace. Jenny Lane was amazing at playing with the audience and he was good at it. But it's like, holy shit. When it comes to like singing back to the singer, I don't want to do it. And if you make me do it, okay, you want to know that I know your song? Okay, so go, Mark Slaughter. All right, everyone. Open night. Yeah, sleep all day. That's right. All right, let's go. Did it. That's great. But like, don't do the whole fucking song. And don't be Don Dokken, who I will pick on just for a second, because he does this all the time, and changing the whole way the song is played. I want to hear it like on the album. That's what I want to do. I want it just like I listened to it on the CD on the way to the concert, coming out of your mouth. And make no mistake, if you're a little older or your voice is raspy and you can't hit all those notes, okay, that's fine. I could forgive you for, being a little off or toning down or whatever, but don't change the whole goddamn song. Don't ask me to sing it to you because you didn't buy a ticket to see me. You're not up on that stage wearing my shirt, which is Ghost Rider today, by the way, Marvel fans. And just go through the song list, play them as close to the album as possible, and I will be at your merch booth at the end of the show, dropping $50 on a $10 t-shirt and buying the bumper sticker and getting the keychain, and I'll be writing the check and get my friend a shirt, and just trust me, don't do it. Thank you. There you go. I'm getting off my soapbox now. What do you think, Johnny? Which will, of course, get me only a 2-word response, something like, yeah.
It'll be the total opposite. No, I think people go to shows, because they want to hear the songs similar, but I think it's more exciting to hear them different.
How much different? How much different?
To hear like the songs that fade out on the records, to hear like endings, like actual endings to the tunes. A lot of people, they love the sing-alongs, because you get to sing along with the band in real time.
If I'm not on the stage, I don't want to sing along with the band. Okay, I'm going to put it to the chat.
Ask the chat. I'm
going to put it to the chat.
I think they're going to disagree.
Just I'm asking, let's start with sing-alongs. If you're at a live concert, do you like to sing along with the band? Yes or no? That means, do you want to sing with the band? Yes or no? Let's see what we got, because I hate it, because it's usually like taking like multiple verses that I'm not hearing them sing through the whole show. Maybe it's just me. Maybe, let's see. Do you, yes or no, like to sing along with the band at a concert? Okay, so we have 1 yes. 2. Johnny, you can't vote. Greg says no. Thomas says no. Hugh says no. Lenny Lou says no. Metal Soda, no. Dan and I'm getting all no's except Johnny and Halface. Halface, go sit with Johnny on that side of the arena. Scott C brings up a great point. No, because everyone around me sounds awful. And yeah, that's an interesting point, because when Don Dokken goes, in my dreams, it's still the same. And then like the guy next to you goes, your love is strong. It's in the drain. The drunk guy is vomiting the words right next to you. That's a great point. Now, hold on. Someone said they sang with Paul McCartney. Let's see. Hold on. Scrolling back.
Thank you, Music Therapy Laz, for that no. For that hell no.
Hell no. Thank you, Laz. Jeff says the crowd sounds like Frankenstein singing from the Young Frankenstein movie. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Love that.
I don't know if I will be on much longer. I have no idea what's going on with my internet, but it fucking crashed. And I was like, well, I'll just grab my iPad and do it. I don't have any internet. What the fuck? And then I'm like, I was really thinking I have a company phone. So I was thinking maybe I'll just use the company phone and use it as a hotspot and use that as all of my data and just get my whole house running on the company network just to fuck with them. And then I realized iHeart is firing people left and right, and my job can easily be replaced.
Oh, okay.
So I thought maybe I would employ a modicum of patience and see if it came back if I rebooted everything.
Welcome back, brother. So I asked the chat. We were talking about annoying things at live shows. I asked the chat, how do you feel when the singer asks the audience to sing back to them?
Oh, the Vince Neil.
Yeah, I used that as an example too. I said Don Dokken, Vince Neil.
Bon Jovi does it now too, because Bon Jovi's voice is pretty shot now too. So it's like, he's down 2 steps. Oh, we're halfway there.
Oh, they'll shave your pubic hair.
Yeah. So that happens a lot, I think, with singers who have lost a good part of their upper range. It's a cheap ploy to try and get the crowd. It's a stage ploy. The only guys that have been able to sort of pull that off, do the whole crowd singing thing, and still manage to hit those notes is guys like Dickinson. Like Bruce Dickinson is one of those guys that that still to this day, he'll do the, scream for me, Argentina. And people will scream and he'll be like, your voices all suck. And then hit this note that you just like, all right.
But that's different. When a singer goes like, freaking Paul Stanley goes, how many are out there having a good time tonight? Yeah! I can't hear you. How many are you out there tonight having a good time tonight? Because you paid a lot for these tickets and we expect you at the merch booth. So scream. So at that point, I'm okay with that. But when he goes, except for like, Hide Your Heart. If he's playing Hide Your Heart, then it's okay for him to go, hey, hey, do, 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 do. I'm okay with that one part in that one song, but you're not going to hear him go, everybody got to leave their seat.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's me, but I don't know. Every show I go to, I need to know if we're the rowdiest crowd they've ever played to. So I think that's really why we do it. There goes my headphones. Yep, that was going to happen.
No.
It is Techmore on Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen.
I have no idea what you guys just said because
I said it's Techmore on Tuesday in tradition of classic Techmore on Tuesday.
Unbelievable.
No, but like, I always hear that too. Like, yeah, we were in Dallas last night and tonight we're in Austin. Dallas was a pretty crazy crowd. I don't know if Austin could be as good as Dallas. Then everyone's like, oh, of course I can. Bras are coming off and, beers are flying. And, oh, my God, what if Paul thinks we're not as great as Dallas? Holy shit. We got to sing. Everybody. It's like, okay, I get it.
But then you got idiots like David Lee Roth, who, by the way, I am a massive fan of. You'd be very hard-pressed to find a bigger fan of David Lee Roth. But he'd be like, we were in Detroit last night, and y'all make Detroit Rock City sound like Pakistan. What the fuck are you talking about?
You mean like, we're full of terrorism?
What does that mean? You made an analogy, a completely non sequitur analogy. Detroit Rock City sounds like Pakistan. What the fuck does that mean? And that happens a lot. Look, there's what's even worse than that is when a singer forgets what city they're in.
Oh, that's a winner.
Mm-hmm. I watched it happen. Watched it happen a lot because Worcester, Massachusetts, where we used to go see a lot of shows, because the Boston Garden, the old Boston Garden, was a dump. So they built this place 40 miles west of Boston called the Worcester Centrum. And the bands would play the Worcester Centrum, which was about a half hour north of the Providence Civic Center and about an hour and a half east of the Springfield Civic Center. So on a rare occasion, the band wouldn't have any idea where they are, which is why sometimes you'll see bands will put on their monitors, on their stage monitors, we are in Phoenix.
Oh, yeah. I see that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were up in Bozak, Massachusetts, right after we were in Dildo, Illinois. And all right, who wrote this? Who wrote this shit?
Yeah. Or even better than that. And my buddy Wayno is in the chat. He'll remember this.
A wino?
Wino. Wonderful wino.
1 foot wino.
We were at whoa.
Killed a wino.
Spear and magic helmet. So we're at the Worcester Centrum.
Wino.
We're watching Scorpions on the Savage Amusement Tour. They had bought the stage set from Rat. So it was that angular ramp setup. That was, you know what I mean? So if you remember, like in the I Want a Woman video, that old angular Rat dancing undercover, whatever that stage setup was, bands sometimes will sell those to other bands. So Scorpions take that stage set, and Klaus is wearing like Nike high tops, and he runs up one of the ramps, and the ramp is wet, and he slips and falls on his ass and slides down the ramp. Not cool. Not
like Bret Michaels would do on purpose.
Yeah, not like Mark Wahlberg did in Rockstar and tried to come up and recover from it. This was a legit right on his fucking ass, slid down, just really, really embarrassing. and you could watch 13,000 people in the crowd just went, oh, like, that was the worst. That is the first most embarrassing moment. And then the other one was when Jeff Tate cracked during the vocal break in Revolution Calling in Providence. Ooh. Holy shit. You know, they go through the whole thing and about, who do you trust when everyone's a crook? Revolution Calling. And he goes out, he goes, we were like, oh shit, Dominic the Donkey showed up. And that was, and of course at that part, you know, he's doing the Revolution Calling, and the stage lights from the stage light up the whole arena. And the whole arena, when he hits that note, goes, it was
so wait, it was on the line where he says everyone's a crack.
Yeah,
like
and then you know,
that moment,
and then there's that break where it's just the vocal break with a Revolution Calling, and the whole fucking crowd, you know, it just goes, oh no. Somewhere no. A dog in Western Massachusetts went.
Yeah, now Johnny's late with the sound effects. For the last 2 hours, Johnny's been like burping, farting, and you know.
Wayno was there. Right. He'll verify it. We've seen some really awful shows. Great fuck ups in live shows.
Except for the hand job show.
No, the hand job show was the greatest show I've ever been to. That was a club gig.
That was the best show ever. It doesn't matter because when Jeff Tate fucked up the line, Paul hit that high mark. He's like, Revolution!
You know,
who do you trust when your hands down my pants?
Yeah. My scrotum is falling. My scrotum is falling.
What do you do when you shoot jazz on the guy in front of you's back?
The good news is I was wearing dark sweatpants, so it was just you really couldn't tell.
That's a shot in the dark. Ozzy said it best.
Waka waka.
Ha! Be here all week.
So yeah, it was those live show things. You know what's worse than all of that, and I think the chat will all agree on this, and maybe maybe they won't agree. There's nothing worse, nothing for me, than going to a show, and I'm a singer and I don't do it, but you go to a show and you're in a packed arena, and the fuck stick next to you decides he wants to sing every word to every song.
Oh,
and he turns and looks at you to do it.
Yeah, like he's like, yeah, bro, yeah. I hate when someone drunk grabs you and shakes you as they're singing. It's like, who do you trust when everyone's a crock? Yeah, he's doing it. Yeah, it's like,
no, it's the worst. Like, you know, kid turns and he's like, at night I watch this stinking street and pass the crazies on my block, and I hear those same old faces, and I see the same old talk. Fucking hey, bro. And you're like, dude, I paid $80 for this ticket. Shut your fucking cock trap.
I like when they mess up the words, where it's like, and I hear those same old faces, and there's 50 ways to cook that cock. And it's like,
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the worst is when somebody doesn't know they don't know the words to the song,
and they're next to you screaming it out. Yeah,
they insist on singing every word.
And there's always song. And there's
correctly.
And there's always spit flying out of them. So it's like, who do you trust? What? Everyone's a crap.
And it's people who have worse voices than Vince Neil.
Oh.
You know.
Oh,
at least,
poor Vince.
Vince may only sing every fourth word, but at least he gets it right.
Yeah, that's another one. I hate when I was saying that earlier, when they're singing the wrong lyrics. It's like, how do I know the lyrics and you wrote the fucking song and you've sung it 1,000 times in the last 10 years?
And you have a fucking prompter on stage. That left vocal monitor, that left on stage fill is not a fucking fill. There's a TV in there scrolling the karaoke lyrics for you so you don't fucking blow it, and you still miss them.
Is that on a crew or on a crew? Who show uses
A lot of shows. A lot
these
of
days, all the big
Yeah.
shows use them.
Yeah, everybody has it, which I always find to be ridiculous. If you are the lead singer of a band and you're playing something like, oh, I don't know, let's use Livewire for example, because we might as well just completely lift our legs on Vince Neil.
Yeah.
It's 1989. You're on is it the Dr. Feelgood tour? Is that where we are?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
you're on the Dr. Feelgood tour, and you guys break into Livewire, and you don't know the fucking words. You've been singing the song for 9 years, and you don't know the words. What is wrong with you?
Well, how much time you got for a list of drugs and alcohol?
I mean, at that point, no, but at that point, it should be muscle memory.
Yeah, for real.
It's
think about it, and that's one of those that's on every set list.
Yeah,
It's not
there
like
hasn't been a tour where you didn't do it.
Yeah, we're gonna, we'll add a B-side, we'll take a deep cut, but you're gonna have the hits,
right?
Including their first hit, which is that. Since '81, you've sang that song.
What's great though is what you do in a situation. I don't have another microphone here, so I'd have to use this one. What you do when you on stage, and you're on stage and you forget the words. I don't know if you ever sang in a band, John, but you're on the stage and you forget the words to your song, and you're like, "So I'm alive."
Oh.
You blame the equipment. You're like,
and meanwhile, your crew is looking like they're not coming on stage because they're like, oh, he's doing that again. He's doing that shit again tonight.
Yeah,
you believe it?
I forgot the fucking words.
Or the other one is where they put the mic too close to their face.
When I
get high speed, but right?
I remember changing the lyrics to a song that started a bar fight in a place because it was one of our own bands, one of our own songs from my own band, and we were doing this, and the lyric was, you stretch your stuff because you know that you're just having fun. You play it tough, but you know that the damage is done. Very poetic.
Sure.
And there's this one asshole guy who was just being a fucking dick the whole night. Fucking throwing shit at us and beer, spitting and shit like that. So I changed it to, you stretch your stuff because you're having fun. You're playing it tough, but your dick is the size of my thumb. And
and you're like pointing so the spotlight goes on this guy. And he's like,
yeah. I mean, that's the great thing is, hecklers when they get into that shit. I mean, it's easy to heckle Vince Neil because it's easy to heckle Vince Neil. But somebody was like spitting at Lemmy on the Orgasmatron tour at the Channel. This is what, 87 or so. So it's Motorhead, Malice, and the Cro-Mags. And the Cro-Mags are like a straight edge hardcore band, if you're not aware of them. And Malice was a fucking half-assed metal band that never really did anything. But Lemmy's on stage and he's playing, and this kid's spitting at Lemmy. Well, Lem's not having that. In the middle of a song, takes his fucking $1,400 Rickenbacker bass off and takes a swing at this kid like he's teeing off on the fourth green. Barely misses this kid's head. I mean, he was ready to fucking clock this kid and put him in a goddamn coma.
I remember this story.
Yeah, and he puts the bass back on. And, you would have spit at me. This is my stage. Get the fuck out. And the guy was tossed, but it was just such a, you got to be careful if you're gonna clown a band when they're on stage. Be very careful, because some bands don't give a fuck. Like I'm guessing Lemmy didn't have that much insurance that night or bail money, so he didn't give a shit if he hit that kid with that bass.
Well, Sebastian Bach is the classic example of that. The bottle incident. And there have been other incidents where he's just dove into the stage to like play Gladiator, it's like, and get a piece of me. Oh, fuck you. And, and then he just stage dives on a guy. Like I've seen that on video,
Well, some of that too is a plant. Like I remember this is like 1999, 2000 or so, when Stone Temple Pilots had their first comeback with Weiland. And I think the number 4 record come out. Somebody would correct me on this, but they were playing these festival shows, and every night, Weiland would throw some guy out who was manhandling his girlfriend. It was the tip. It was It was a Tony Clifton.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was a plant, and get this fucking asshole out of my show. That's not going to happen. And of course, it's a cheap pop from the crowd, and the David Lee Roth. I'm going to fuck your girlfriend, pal. There's no guy heckling Dave. He's just making something up to try and get the crowd to go with him. I think Sebastian Bach is one of those guys. Oh, he's a tough son of a bitch as long as there are 6 security guards on each side of the stage. But when one of those guys finds himself in the crowd face to face with somebody who's really going to go, that can be dangerous.
I've got to say though, I've seen Bach fight in diving into crowds and shit. He's like a fucking gladiator. This guy is not. I mean, first of all, he's my height. He's 6'4".
Right.
He's he's lean and energetic. He's a ball of crazy. Sure. And, and that's what you love about him. But like when he's riled up, this is that crazy psycho guy that you do not want to like come hammering fists on you, because he just goes on it. He just doesn't care. They're like trying to pull him off the guy, and the guy's just like a mess, Lawsuit be damned,
That becomes a problem though for excuse me.
Well, that's why he's not
insurance.
in Skid. That's why he's not in Skid Row anymore. Yeah.
No, but that becomes a problem for tour insurance too. Like
sure.
Certain venues, certain venues wouldn't book the Mentors or wouldn't book Gigi Allen, wouldn't book some of these bands because there's an anticipated level of violence that will come with the show.
Right.
I'm sure that Pantera fans would like to think that Phil Anselmo is the toughest son of a bitch on the face of the earth. He's not. But there's an expectation of aggression at certain shows. And when you've got a guy that's unpredictable like that, it's unreliable like that, because when that happens, look what happened to Axl Rose when they fucked up St. Louis and they fucked up a couple of shows. Suddenly, Guns N' Roses wasn't getting booked because nobody wants to pay that insurance premium. Insurance policies are like it's like a gambling thing. You pay X amount of dollars, like bail. You pay a tenth of what it costs and hoping that you don't have to pay 10 times that amount in damages.
The best thing though was more of, hey, I'm unhinged, I'm crazy, someone pisses me off, I'm going to go for them, whatever. The Axl and Guns N' Roses thing was he was just unpredictable of showing up, performing a show, finishing a show, not breaking something during a show. That's what Axl's problem was, because he just was like, fuck this, after 2 songs, I'm leaving the stage, fuck you. And then, they're like, you better get out there, Axl, the crowd's getting ready. Fuck them, I'm out. And then, they just
but damage is damage. Yeah, damage is
damage.
Absolutely,
absolutely.
No, but he used to. I mean, look at the old Ritz video from MTV. I mean, he dove off the stage and got into a fucking fight with somebody. Club shows, that happens a lot more. You don't see that a lot in arena shows, although, Sebastian Bach is the exception to that rule as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, Sebastian didn't play well with others. Axl didn't play well with anybody.
I heard the Sammy Hagar phrase today about David Lee Roth being not user-friendly. And if there was ever a better analogy of dealing with a lead vocalist who's a fucking asshole, that's it right there. There are some guys who just can't help themselves. Kevin Dubrow was one of those guys. Ivan Moody from the band Five Finger Death Punch is one of those guys. He's just a fucking asshole. I don't know that he intentionally wants to be that way. He just can't help himself. It's just the way they are. The thing that makes you love them, that alpha male lead singer disease ego, the thing that inspires and energizes a guy like that to be a great frontman is also a minefield and can fuck you up. That's why you some of those lead singers like Sebastian and like Vince Neil, who's kind of a prick too.
At that time, sure.
Yeah, and Axl and Kevin Dubrow. I mean, they're and it's no surprise these guys were all in, and David Lee Roth were all in very famous, very successful bands. Jim Morrison was an asshole.
Well, also surrounded by yes men that are telling them you're the best, you're the greatest, oh my God, we're so lucky to have you tonight. It's like the ego's getting puffed and fluffed by these yes men who will drop you, the second the Nirvana hits.
Right. Yeah. I mean, here today, gone later today. That's a common thing. It's the disposable nature of the music business. Everybody loves you when you're on top, and sometimes when you're a bottom.
or sideways.
Yeah. Well, who was that one guy? Maybe I'm here, maybe I'm not. Who was that one dude that you were
You
talking
got to
about
narrow it down, Johnny.
the other
Oh,
day.
The kid
You
from
said-
Operator?
You said the guy, he's like real mean to his fans online. You know, he like yells at his fans online. He was just blocked, or he was just like
the kid
Twitter,
from
like
Trapped.
Twitter like banned him or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the idiot from Trapped. Yeah, those fucking morons.
Why would
Yeah,
you
I
be
mean-
mean to your fans? Your fans. Why would you be mean to your fans?
Here's a great example of a band that never got out of the gates because of that, because their lead singer was such a douchebag. The band is called Operator. All right. And you wouldn't know who they are unless you listen to new rock stations. And I don't think LA had one at the time that would play this song. Maybe up there in Northern California, you might have heard it on the Bone. But the band,
Excuse me?
yeah, giggity. No way. A radio station in San Francisco called the Bone. What are the odds?
What was on top? Who was on top?
Uh-huh.
But the
Remember,
band is called.
there was KOME.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
San
Don't
Jose.
touch that dial. There's cum on it.
Yep.
That was one of their positioners. It was great.
Yeah.
But Operator had a song called Soul Crusher. All right. And the lead singer sounded a lot, I mean, more than a lot, like Chris Cornell. Great voice. Fantastic voice. His name, I'm sure, a stage name, Johnny Strong.
Oh, God.
Johnny Strong is also an MMA fighter. Need I say more? Just complete living embodiment of the douchebag pit bull living, you know. And here's the thing. I know a lot of people that do MMA and they're great guys. The fighters are not usually the issue. The fans are more the issue. But with Johnny, he was such a tool that radio stations stopped playing the band's music because every time the band would come through town and play a show or something like that, he'd fucking piss off the club owner or piss off the fans or whatever it is. And the risk versus reward or the return on investment wasn't worth it anymore. Too early in their career for a guy to have an attitude like that.
I love how Thrash Metal and Fun Riffs says, like that 1987 movie with Hunk Golden. You remember that? Hunk?
No.
Great reference. It's a typical one of those, teens. Hey, it's summer. We got to lose our virginity at the beach movies. Yeah. Hunk Golden, or ladies and gentlemen, on guitar, Thicky Shaft, ladies and gentlemen. And hanging bowls on drums. Bowls on drums.
Don't do this. Don't do this because you know where I'm going.
I know. Saturday.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm here to rock.
I'm here to rock. Your name is I'm here to rock.
I worked with Thicky Shaft. We played together with each other's instruments. We stroked and strummed. I finished first. My part.
Zach Wilde, Mr. Hellstorm brings up, was a complete douchebag when he was drinking bad. Not necessarily. Zach was immature. I don't think Zach was ever really an asshole. Not an angry drunk.
I don't know if he'd be an asshole.
No, he's not an angry drunk. He's an irresponsible drunk. He does stupid, immature shit. But I've never known him to be a violent drunk. And I've spent many a night deep into a bottle with him.
Are there a lot of responsible drunks out there, by the way?
Yeah, they're functional alcoholics. I mean, Zach was, for all intents and purposes, a functional alcoholic. He was, he drank a ton. Slash is a functional alcoholic.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, you've been around him. Were you around him when he was fucked up?
Yes.
Yeah, so
he was very quiet and casual, and
very cool, but irresponsible. Did stupid shit like piss in flower pots in lobbies of hotels, but never started fights. He wasn't a fighter. He wasn't I've never been around. I've had people go, "Oh my God, did you see what Slash did?" And you go, "Yeah, I did," but I've never heard anybody say, "Hey, that Slash is an asshole."
My favorite drunk pisser is absolutely Ozzy Osbourne. It's like he's got so much piss credibility. It's like, he pissed on the Alamo, he pissed at the pool where Nikki Sixx was, almost gonna drink his pee, and then he drank his own pee. He pissed in, this was a great one. He pissed in Sharon's father's sink. Sharon's father had an indoor bar in his house, and Sharon's saying, "But I love Ozzy. I love Ozzy." He's like, "Well, I don't know if he's really the right guy for you, dear." And he turns, and Ozzy's behind the bar, pissing in the bar sink, and he's like, "You animal! You fucking animal!"
Well, Wayno in the chat will verify the story that I told a few weeks ago on this about when we got stranded at somebody's house and the guy was an asshole, so we pissed between his couch cushions and in between the pages of a book on his bookshelf.
Oh, I remember the book story.
Yeah. Well, Wayno took a good piss in between. He picked up the seat cushion for one of the chairs and decided to piss there and then put the cushion back down.
The best part is chapter 9.
We had it was the guy was an asshole. The guy accused one of us of trying to rip off his girlfriend or some stupid fucking thing. But that happened.
Drama.
Yeah, that happened. But that's what happens when you drink. You do stupid shit.
This is why I don't drink.
But you know what? No, but doing stupid shit versus doing violent shit.
Big difference. I mean, look, I don't drink, and I'm constantly doing stupid shit, usually on the air. So I'm a crowd pleaser in that way. Not so much violent shit.
Yeah, violence doesn't get you anywhere. I mean, that gets you uninvited to places.
Yeah, and I like to be invited.
If you do stupid shit, people go, "Oh, last time that guy was here, stuck his dick in the mashed potatoes."
Don't eat the mash.
So
he fucks Jello too.
fucks Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
Yeah, I know.
How does he keep it hard? I'm
so trying to get Haagen-Dazs as a sponsor of the show. I don't know why they haven't called my phone yet.
It's 555-6969.
1-800 below me. So stupid. Yeah. Welcome to my world. Anyway, so that's the joys of live shows.
And here's the thing, all of that said, all of those annoying things said, I would give nothing better than to see a great fucking double bill right now in a hockey arena. Just to see the lights get ready to go down as they're playing Back in Black on the PA between the band setups, whatever it is, like that would be great. It'd be great to go to a fucking show again.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I would love to see some live music. But again, we were talking earlier, we got to cooperate, boys and girls. So far, live music is going to be dead forever until we all get on the same page and take care of this pandemic shit. As soon as that's over, then, we could hopefully go back to some semblance of real life.
By the way, Thrash Metal and Fun Rips, that Dick in the Mashed Potatoes joke is an old party record from an old African-American comedian. So if I thought it was going to be that kind of party, I'd stick my dick in the mashed potatoes.
Here's the gravy.
It might be a Mom's Mabley reference. I forget who the comedian was, but it's been recycled a bazillion times down the line. So yeah, you've heard it in Beastie Boys songs, and you've heard it on demos and shit. And I think even Tracy Morgan has used it too. I thought it was going to be that kind of party. I'd stick my dick in the mashed potatoes.
You wake up late for school, man. You don't want to go. You ask him. You take your pants down in the mashed potatoes. Jesus Rapes Me says, give some clues for tonight's show and tell guitar, John. I did give a clue, and it's coming up in 25 minutes. I did give a clue. The clue was it's something that reminds me of my Thanksgiving turkey because it reminds me of Big Bird. That's your clue. There you go.
Crosby guitar.
Yes, in 25 minutes, you'll know exactly what it is.
So Robin Crosby guitar, because he looked like Big Bird. with that big fucking hair out there, looked like plumage.
It's a Hooper brand guitar. It's a
Hooper,
Mr. Hooper.
Well,
oh my God!
I wish I could tell you Johnny's guitar was fighting the good fight. I wish I could tell you that. Yeah, I bet there's maybe I could be wrong, and it could be a Kramer with a beak.
Ooh, that would be a good bird reference.
Aha! It also could be a mockingbird.
It could be. It's something I mentioned, like Big Bird. Like Big Bird.
Talking about birds again.
Of course, it could be just a graphic with Grover on it. You know, I'm going to show you the difference between near and far. Near, far. Yeah, I love that.
Metal Soda. Nedward is outside.
He's probably making his own
livestock.
Thanksgiving Day rat or something.
Yep, killing livestock throughout the area.
Yeah. He brought in a lizard.
Oh, cool.
Yesterday, and then I was able to get it from him and took it outside. It wasn't hurt. It was fine.
So that's the Johnny Bean equivalent of that guy that took his little.
I was about to say that
out of the little alligator's mouth.
He rescued his King Charles Cavalier puppy out of the alligator's mouth. That guy's a man's man. That guy just
wasn't that. Hold on. That big an alligator?
It's not even a point. It's not even a point. First of all, those things will still take your fingers off.
Right? Yeah, they will.
But here's the part. He dove into the water and went under the water in a crack-infested swamp to like find in the dark water, where's that gator that took my puppy? Oh, here he is. And then he brings him up, and then he's wrestling with this snappy little thing, pops him out of his mouth, gets himself bit a couple of punctures, and it's like just going in that water alone with all the fucking gators in there. Fuck that. I mean, I would do it for a dog, but that's it. That's it. If my future wife was in there, help me, a gator has me. Damn. Shit. I like that
Punch
one.
him in the nose.
Yeah, I'm going for a dog. I would do the same thing, because when you see a little dog struggling, then you lose control. You see red. You're out of your head. You're like, oh, my puppy. That's if Blue Rhino, God forbid, ever went in the croc thing, I'd be diving right after him.
I've lived in Louisiana, and alligators were a common sight there. To the point where it's illegal to feed them because they become easily domesticated, like a horse. True story. But they don't know the difference between, eating a squirrel, a rat, or whatever other meat, and your baby or dog or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So they try to keep them away from the population as much as possible. But if you go out in the bayous and like the swamp boats and shit, you'll feed alligators. You can hand feed them. They are actually pretty like a dog. The snout on a dog is. You can get them to take the stuff from you very, very gently if you do it right. If you do it wrong, you can lose some fucking fingers.
I'm not taking my chance.
No, it's a cool thing to do, to feed alligators when you get a chance to do it. If you've ever get a chance to do it, living in Louisiana, we learned from guys are like, yep, only took me 4 times to figure out how to do this.
Yeah, vicariously through you, Hambone, is how I'm doing that. Yes. And Wayne A in the chat brings up a great point. This cat had a cigar in his mouth the whole time. He went underwater and came up still with the cigar in his mouth. It's like he's like Nick Fury. He's got the cigar. And, okay.
The only thing that was missing. The only thing that was missing is he didn't put a whooping on that fucking alligator afterwards. Like when the dog got out, because you saw the dog ran away and the dog was okay.
I would have slammed that thing against that tree nearby.
I would have thought he should have grabbed that thing by the snout and be like, "No, you motherfucker, don't ever do that again," and just give him what for.
How many times have I told you not to play with knives, babyface Finster? You bad baby.
Bad Finster.
Oh, Finster Gator. Finstigator. What a great name for a band.
It would be a great name for a band.
You know what? There was a band name, the metal band in the 80s, that it was a New York or Long Island band, Babyface Finster.
Great.
I thought that was an awesome name for a band. Like, I really wanted them to make it.
Warner Brothers didn't put a claim in on them.
Well, they didn't make it anywhere, so.
That's like Sully from Godsmack was in a band called Saga, who got sued by the porn star for trademark infringement.
There's a role reversal.
So they changed the name of the band to Strip Mind.
No, that's fun.
Yeah.
You got to change it to Tracy Lords. This way, like, she tries to sue you. It's like, hey, you were child porn. I mean, you're not even legal,
I have the Lord Tracy CD, Deaf Gods of Babylon.
There it is.
I don't know why, but I do.
I have
Very
that.
good.
But you know what? It's one of those you gotta have.
I used to have a T-shirt too with the the spread eagle logo type thing on it.
Right, the Egyptian.
Yeah,
the Egyptian woman with the wings.
I found "Shake Your Soul" on CD this week, which was kind of interesting.
Debut that's fun.
From Baton Rouge.
I like Baton Rouge.
Yeah, the first record I liked. The second one, but Baton Rouge was a great example of a band that was put together by producers. Decent, talented band, but they're like, okay, let's get a couple songwriters in here, a couple producers in here, a couple guest musicians in here. It was Milli Vanilli rock.
I would have. What's really funny? This is such a thing for me. I remember that Baton Rouge CD, and what I always loved doing was taking mixtapes that I'd make from my CD for my car, and I would cut in little intros before the song from like pop culture. So like I would have the beginning of the Mr. Rogers theme song where he's going, "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood," and he's singing that song while he's putting on his sneakers. And "Hello, television neighbor, I'm glad we're together again." Cut to, "Hey, fuckers, suck on guns and fucking roses." And I would do shit like that. And I had for Baton Rouge, I forgot what the single was.
"Walks Like a Woman."
Oh yeah, "Bad break, no escape." No, yeah, love that song.
Walk like a woman, but she act like a little girl.
Right, love that song. So before that song, I had a clip from the Brady Bunch where Cindy was like on the quiz show and she choked. She totally froze being on TV. And Marsha's at home, "Come on, Cindy, you know this. Baton Rouge, Baton Rouge." I'm sorry, Cindy, the answer is Baton Rouge. And then, cut into Baton Rouge,
Yeah, that was one of those CDs that at the time I wasn't interested in. But going back and listening to it, I'm like, wow, better than I thought it was.
I love that band. I love that band.
Better than I thought it was. And that's, that just shows you how I was looking for, and apparently they haven't put out a physical product of it yet, but I was looking for the Midnight Dynamite reloaded type record.
From Kix?
Kix they've done this the past couple of records. With Blow My Fuse, they did a Blow My Fuse reissue where they re-recorded the record, and a Midnight Dynamite reissue where they've re-recorded the record. You can get them on like digital, but they haven't released, or I can't find physical product for it right now. So, and that's how I buy my records. So, either Kix puts it out on CD or I don't buy it. I mean, that's kind of how that works. So the original Midnight Dynamite was so friggin' good.
When you say re-recorded, are you talking remastered, or they went back in the studio and literally new vocals and the same thing?
But they did it with Bo Hill though. So the original producer got a chance to do it, and I guess the thought behind it was because we know the big knock on Kix was once Midnight Dynamite came out and Atlantic put them with Bo Hill, they sounded a little too much like Rat. Their records sounded a lot like Rat. They had the same Simmons drum sound. They had the same sort of way too much reverb on the vocals so that Steve Whiteman sounded like Stephen Pearcy. And there was a production value that was and Bo Hill produced both bands. So it became sort of a signature thing, kind of like with Spencer Proffer and Kick Axe and Quiet Riot and stuff. Certain producers have their own signature sound, Bob Rock, Mutt Lang, that kind of deal. So I guess the guys in Kix got together with Bo Hill and said, hey, we would like to do this record the way we wanted it to sound and the way your vision of the record would be versus what Atlantic Records told you to do back in 1985. So it'll be interesting to hear what it sounds like. It doesn't have all the original members of Kix, which kind of bums me out a little bit. And then the other side of it is like, what if it comes out like Lynch Mob's, Wicked Sensation? What if it comes out like that?
What a fucking disaster. But here's the thing, and call me crazy here. I love the original too. Just like you said, tremendous albums. I love them, love them, love them. Stephen Whitman is an incredible frontman, and the guitarists, and live they were terrific.
Yeah.
So
the first 2 records before Midnight Dynamite.
Was it Cool Kids and self-titled?
Kicks and Cool Kids. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All of them were
weird
good.
records. They were raw though. They didn't really get polished until they brought Beau Hill in.
They reminded me, their rawness on those records reminded me of Great White's early records, also raw, but really good product.
Kind of like Hanoi Rocks as well. Little punky. You know, they were missing a little polish to them that I thought was good. And look, let's face it, they came out of the same scene. Kicks started out in the mid-70s.
That's true.
It makes sense that they would have a little bit of that, you know, that punk feel to them.
But here's my thing. Going back to this, I love the albums as they came out. I have them on CD. I have the first pressings, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Going back into the studio and remastering them is one thing. And I'm not even a fan of that so much because I again, nostalgia.
Yeah,
I want
it's
it
a
just
moment
the way.
in time.
Yeah, I want just the way I heard it. But with that said, going in to totally re-record it, even with different band members or whatever, why the fuck are you wasting my time with that I have it already, that you're only going to mess with my nostalgia? Just write more songs and go in the studio. Do that.
I think it's a matter of, it's nostalgia, and they know guys like you and me will buy it again because we love the record the first time around, and it'll be interesting to hear alternate takes. That's why they put out bonus tracks on box sets and shit like that. And secondly, and Johnny could probably speak to this, having lived with a songwriter and producer, they want to own the masters. They want to own the rights to those songs. Mm-hmm. So if they re-record them, and even if they re-recorded them almost mirror images of the original record with the original producer, now they've got as close to the original sound as possible, and it's their recording of it. They own it and not whomever owns the publishing at the time. Or maybe the masters, because it's an Atlantic record, maybe they were burnt up in the Warner Atlantic fire. I mean, I don't have any answers there. I'm just sort of trying to.
And those newer recordings can replace the older recordings because they'll be played on radio.
Yeah, and one of the issues with that though is the Sharon Osbourne issue where she replaced the rhythm tracks in the first 2 Ozzy records. That is sacrilege to me. If you're going to re-record it, but don't fucking kill the half the record and replace just because you're trying not to pay somebody. And Headstock Heron brought it up. Some of Kick Axe's drum sounds remind you of Quiet Riot. That's by design. Spencer Proffer was the producer for both bands. That's why it sounded exactly the same, because that producer got that drum sound.
Well, I just know that I would, again, speaking personally, I'd rather take a chance and hear new music from them than the possibility of it becoming what that Lynch Mob 30th anniversary album became. Yep. Which to me is a tragedy because I buy everything that Lynch does. And he does a lot of stuff with a lot of people.
I just filled in my Lynch Mob collection with Smoke This, Smoke and Mirrors, Evil Live, and Sun Red Sun.
Cool.
I haven't picked up the Brotherhood yet. It's tough to find on CD around here. But it'll come up. They always show up. Smoke This is a piece of dog shit. What a piece of garbage. It's a terrible record, but
it's one of those creative periods. Well,
it's funny because there are like 13 tracks on the record, and at least 6 times I hear the Mr. Scary riff throughout it. That I'm like, oh, he's trying to work.
He does lean on that one hard, doesn't he?
Yeah, on that record he does for sure. But hearing there's something about George and Oni together that sounds great. The kid that sang on the Smoke This record, and don't get me wrong, Smoke This for what it is good, but I just don't like what it is.
They can't all be winners.
Well, that one was, I mean, if you look at the George Lynch catalog, that one is definitely the pariah. That's the one that if you ever said you had to throw out one album by any artist, like if you go through any artist and say, there's one album you have to throw away,
from each one.
Yeah, Van Halen 3 is an obvious one.
Yeah, that's the given.
But Smoke This from Lynch Mob would be the one in that list.
Not a bad choice at that.
No. Thankfully, the Smoke and Mirrors record, the comeback record after that, was so good that it was easy to forget. You could look at it and go, oh, that was just a bump in the road.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of. I mean, there are some bands that I'd be like, all right, Metallica. I got it down to these 6.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious. Saint Anger goes.
Yeah, that's the easy one. Not that the loads were my favorites, but Alex Radford in the chat. Welcome, man.
Hey, Alex. Yeah, I'll be a guest on Alex's show. When was that, man? Did I write that down?
Who told you could talk?
I think.
I'm shocked. Johnny said that's the most coherent sentence Johnny said through the whole show. Everything else was just no. Actually, go ahead, Johnny. You talk. I'm gonna do what you did. Hold on. Keep going, Johnny. Just go ahead, Johnny. Keep talking.
Where is it?
Steve Carmichael brings up.
Alex Radford show, Johnny. You're talking about Alex's show.
Steve Carmichael brings up the Metallica Lou Reed record. That's technically a Lou Reed record. It's not a Metallica record. It's technically a Lou Reed record when Metallica has his backing band.
January 3rd.
You know, Johnny, I was on Alex's show before you. It's a tough act to follow. All you have to do is stay coherent, and you beat me. That's it.
All I have to do is blink.
Yeah. I'm gonna be on the sidelines for Johnny. I'm gonna be like, yeah. Johnny will be talking.
Yeah. Well, Alex, I'll promote that. I'll promote it. So we'll get some people over there.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll call the cops to have a raid on your house live on the air.
That'd be great. Emigra.
Yeah, it's a crack house, and
I think they're filming child porn in there because I saw a camera through the window.
All I saw was a child's hand sliding down the window as if crying for help. Just sort of like you see on this show. There you go. Let's see. Oh, we got 8 minutes before show and tell. Paulie, I was saying earlier before you got on, the AC/DC album, the new AC/DC album is unbefrickin-leavable. The whole album is so much better than just the single they're promoting. It's unreal. It's really, really great.
Took me 2 or 3 listens for it to click. I think the first time I listened to it, and I like to listen to, when I get new music, I like to jump in my truck, throw it in the CD player in the truck, crank it way up, and just sort of get out on the road and sort of connect to it. Yeah,
that's what I did.
But the first time I listened through it, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of good," and then I was like, not I didn't like it, but my attention was elsewhere. I was like, "Ooh, look, a mountain. Ooh, a dime.
AC/DC."
But the second time through, it clicked. And I started to take notes of what songs I really liked and what riffs I really liked. One of the things that I like about it, I think Brendan O'Brien produced it, which is, that guy is one of the wizards with a production studio. I am blown away by how good Brian Johnson sounds.
Right? Spot on.
Brian, the last record sounded okay, but Rock or Bust was clearly not the most energetic record. They did take some chances, for AC/DC. They did some things and it was a little poppier in some places. But this one is straight up, it's got a real, I would put it next to Flick of the Switch, whereas it's not quite Back in Black for those about to rock good. It's not quite as inconsistent as like, I actually don't like the Razor's Edge very much, or Stiff Upper Lip. I think those are both inconsistent records.
Fly on the Wall.
I love Fly on the Wall. Love Fly on the Wall because it's the heaviest AC/DC record. I don't like the amount of reverb that's on Brian's voice, but I understand why they did it because his voice was going to hell. But I think the songs on Fly on the Wall are fucking fantastic. Same thing with Blow Up Your Video, another record that doesn't get a whole lot of attention. But I think this Power Up record slots right in there, right around Flick of the Switch, right around Blow Up Your Video, right around. It's not It's not a top 10 AC/DC record, but it's right there in the middle, in a good place.
I'd say it's the upper middle because I really loved it.
Yeah, no,
I really liked it.
That's the thing, but time will tell. I mean, obviously it's a new record, so we're very enamored by hearing songs that we've never heard before and trying to pick out what parts of the record that Malcolm contributed to, those kind of things. And Brian sounds fantastic, and the songs are memorable and toe tappers, and it's everything you want out of an AC/DC record. I don't know that there's a bad song on it.
That's what I was saying to Johnny earlier. It's one of those that you could just put in, because that's what I did. I did what you did. I had a couple of hours of driving to do. I put it in and I just listened twice, and I heard every song, and I was like, consistently good songs. Some obviously were amazing, and some were just, they're good, but like not a bad one in the bunch. I didn't find a bad one in the bunch.
Did you buy the limited edition version?
I did not. And this is the bad thing. The copy I ordered went to my parents' house. So I had to listen online knowing that like my physical copy is not with me. So I'm really bummed about that.
I ordered the limited edition one. I haven't even opened it because I bought another physical copy of it. Amazon was supposed to deliver it, on a release day, and I got the little note that says I wasn't going to get it until like the 27th. So I according to Amazon, I don't get it until Saturday. But it came the day after it came out, so I actually went and bought the regular version as well and threw that up in the rack. But I'll grab the limited edition one because I haven't even unwrapped it and lit it up because there's a neon sign in it that lights up the AC/DC logo,
which is cool.
So, yeah, I'll grab.
I mean, I have so many tchotchkes that I don't need that. I just wanted the physical CD. I just wanted the physical CD.
Cobra Kai Platoon. Phil Rudd was on the last AC/DC record too.
I know I think that's the joke.
Yeah, he's been on all of them. No, but it was funny because there was a review of the record that came out that said, AC/DC delivers an AC/DC-like record. And if you think AC/DC is easy to play, listen to all these cover bands fuck up the AC/DC beat. And he's right. There's a swing that a good drummer will have, like John Bonham, Keith Moon, Neil Peart, certain drummers, Tommy Lee, they have a swing, all right? And that swing locks in with the rhythm section and the bass player and the rhythm guitar player in a way that no other drummer can. Simon Wright didn't do it in AC/DC. He sounded okay, but it wasn't the same. Chris Slade never sounded the same as Phil Rudd. Chemistry can't be created. It either exists or it doesn't. And Phil Rudd, Cliff Williams, and Malcolm Young, and even Stevie Young now, lock in a way that very few other rhythm sections can. And that does matter. It does matter. That's why some of those records, those lesser known AC/DC records, the Fly on the Walls, the Flick of the Switches, and the Razor's Edge records, those all had different drummers on them. And that's why they're not in the top part of the catalog. That chemistry is not the same. The groove is not the same. Someone
brought up, Bacon Jr. brought up Rick Allen.
Yeah.
I have to agree with that too.
Yeah, there's a swing. Even with the way he's playing with that foot and the electronic drums. His swing, his timing locks in with the rhythm section, the rhythm guitars, the rhythm of the groove of the song and the band. Steven Adler, right. Metal Soda. Steven Adler with Guns N' Roses sounds significantly better than Matt Sorum did. Matt Sorum's a fantastic drummer. Frank Farrar is a fantastic drummer.
It's a different chemistry. It's different chemistry.
But that groove, like when you hear Steven Adler play Rocket Queen on that 1988 or 87, 88 Ritz show on MTV, that show, when he locks into that groove, the beginning of that, and then you hear it with Matt Sorum, it's still a great song, but it doesn't feel as great. And feeling music, I think, is the difference, which is why we love AC/DC so much, is because it feels good to listen to that stuff.
Feelings.
Nothing more than feelings.
Something you expect Kermit the Frog to sing,
Feelings. 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 Feeling piggy.
More than feelings.
Feelings.
For a pig.
Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here. I actually wanted to do a covers record called Kermit Sings the Classics. You know, just an urchin living under the street. I'm a hard case that's tough to beat, and you're a charity case. So buy me something, hey, pay you another time.
Take it to the end of the line.
To the end of the line. I get up around 7, get out of bed around 9. I'm alive, live wire. Wire.
You gotta do the Muppet show.
Wire. Plug me in. I'm alive tonight. I'm out of the streets again. Kermit sings the classics.
I'd like to see you in the morning light. I'd like to feel you when it comes to the night.
It's all the same. Only the names have changed. Every day it seems I'm wasting time.
Damn, that's weird.
Shot through the heart and your flame. You give love a bad name.
Yeah, that would be funny. Out on the streets, that's where we'll meet. You make the night. I'll always cross the line, tight in my belt. Abuser South. That would be such a fun record to make. You gotta cry tough out on the streets to make your dreams happen. Kermit sings the classics.
Revolution calling, revolution calling, revolution calling, yeah. There's a revolution calling, revolution calling.
Oh, it was when I was just about to do and I fucking forgot it.
There he
God
is.
damn it. What was it? It was going to be funny too, and then you built it. You killed me with it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it was good. It'll come back. It'll come back around. Trust me. Ricky was a young boy. He had a heart of gold. Worked his fingers to the bone. And now it's 18 and life been piggy.
Piggy was a young girl.
Wow.
Panama. Panama. Panama.
She was a sing-song singing, just a smoking and a drinking on ringside. On top of the world. Oh, yeah. She had a drink in her hand. She had a toes in her saying, oh, what a beautiful girl. Oh, yeah.
Pig.
Yep, we can do this all night if we have to.
I'm
You have 30 more minutes.
your ice cream man. Stop me when I'm passing by. I'm your ice cream man. Stop me when I'm passing by. Waka waka. All my flavors are guaranteed to satisfy.
Times have changed. Times are strange. Here I am, but I ain't the same. It's not easy being green.
Cause Piggy, I'm coming home.
She's my cherry pie.
Smells like bacon, but I'm her guy. There's a ham hock covering up her thigh. Sweet piggy pie.
Wow. Well, the show just got fun. Now we're like, okay, what other stupid, obscure songs can we come up with?
I know, right? Let's see.
I'm out of love. Got a photograph. Picture of little piggy. Wow. Oh, Kirby. The duet. It's just, if I close my eyes forever, will it always be the same?
Oh, there's got to be a picture of them singing together.
If I close my eyes forever.
Close my eyes.
Close your thighs. It smells like bacon. Ooh, you're sexy me. Everything you do just turns me on.
Oh boy.
She's only 17. 17. The farmer says she's too young, but she's old enough for me.
Oh my god.
My heater's broken. I'm so tired. I need your fuel to build a fire. Ooh, it's sour pig time again.
Wow.
There go the sirens that warn of the air raid. There go. Jump in the cockpits and start up the engines. The wheel boxes, no time to waste. Running, flying, flying. Doing it again. Have to fly. Fly to live. Frogs high.
Oh boy.
If you think I sit around as the world goes by, you're thinking like a fool. It's a case of do or die. Out there is a fortune waiting to be had. You think I let it go? You're mad. You've got another frog coming. You've got another frog coming. I'm your turbo lover. Breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law. Why are there so many bad songs by Rainbow? Dio was terrific, but even he didn't last long, and soon after it all went downhill. What's a doogie white? Why should we listen? Some say it's all trash and garbage. Someday we'll find it a big green erection. You'll love it. You'll eat it and cream.
Yuck.
And now Johnny chooses to come out like the Waldorf and what's his name? Like the two old men in the balcony.
Statler and Waldorf.
Statler.
Statler and Waldorf. They're the best.
Statler. Yeah, that's Johnny.
Hey, you know the show really sucked today?
Yeah, no, I was watching.
Oh!
All right, so now you're late on your guitar show and tell.
I know I'm late on show and tell guitar, but okay, we'll do that.
Yeah,
and then
Kermit's
I'll-
work with Molly Hatchet was fantastic.
Flirting with disaster every day.
Kermit singing Big Balls. Yeah, we could probably do.
Well, I'm the ever upper class high society. God's
God's
gift to ballroom notoriety. My events are never small. Scooter says I have the biggest balls of all. I've got big balls. I've got big balls. They're great big balls and green big balls.
Yep, that album could be funny.
It's time for you to show it. The guitar's waiting there. Why not just get the guitar? Why should you get the guitar? It's time to get the guitar. Sensational, inspirational, celebrational, masturbational. This is what we call the
Mancuna's balls. Oh yes, yep. Pooh Ninja got us. Phenomena. Phenomena. Have you ever seen the one with it? Have you seen the one with the hitman? There's a video of it where there's this guy dragging a guy. It's like he's a hitman taking a guy out to shoot him in the field in the snow, and he makes him dig his own grave. And as he's got the gun next to his head, you just hear the kid just goes, dee, 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 dee. And the killer goes, mana mana, dee 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 dee, mana mana, dee 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 dee. And they start going, and then it goes to a long shot, and he fucking shoots him anyway.
That's brilliant. That's
Yeah,
brilliant.
you should look it up. I mean, Johnny, you could probably show that on the show if you looked up. It's on YouTube somewhere.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yes, and my friend Wayno brings up Manugian. That was our friend Vivian, who's a writer for the New Yorker magazine. Vivian Manning, whose birth name is Manugian, and we used to sing it to her all the time, shit faced, because that's not annoying. Looking back, we were kind of assholes when we were drunk.
Speaking of Muppets, I did give a clue for today's show and tell guitar, saying it reminded me of the turkey in my fridge for Thanksgiving, in that it reminded me of Big Bird. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you're trying to figure out what that clue meant, since I'm running late for showing it, we have a lot of fun things to talk about. Johnny, if you would.
I gotta let the dogs out while you're doing this. I want to see it first, though.
Hi, Mr. Hooper.
Ooh, pretty.
It's as yellow gets. You're yeller. You're a coward too. Oh, you moron. You're yeller. Yeah. So this is the 1988 Jackson soloist single humbucker, which a lot of people have banana boners over. There's a big banana in your pants. Single hum Jackson soloist. Not a lot of these made. Most of them have the classic Jackson soloist pickup configuration of humbucker, then single and single. This one, custom order for just a humbucker. All business acts right here. This is one humbucker, one volume knob. You have a licensed Floyd, which is a Jackson version known as the JT6. There you go. That's Jackson's version of a Floyd Rose. And again, this is a neck through guitar. 88 soloist. Yeah, really nice condition. It's a heavy metal banana, basically. You have a Duncan Invader as the pickup, which was basically the Vinnie Vincent edition pickup, named after the Vinnie Vincent invasion. You can see that. This is a very heavy distortion hot pickup, the Duncan Invader. I like the tone of it. It's not my go-to pickup, but I really like it. It's unique. It's cool. Again, neck through. The logo on this one is matching yellow. A little hard to see in this light, but see, it's not white. It's yellow. A little hard to see in this light, though. It's a light yellow. But look how blazing bright this thing is. You know, and of course, you know me with flashy colors. Big time. Right now, in this light, you can see the logo on the headstock is yellow. Typical pointed headstock. Ebony board. You know, typical of the soloists. Again, back when you could get good pieces of ebony. You know, nice dark ebony before it was restricted a lot. Nice, comfortable body. I love these old soloists, but I especially love it when it's a single hum or a two hum, because I have a little problem with my picking style. I have a little problem with it in the middle. I just hate when there's another pickup in there. So if there is a center pickup, like I have a lot of soloists with the two single coils, I just lower it into the body as far as it goes so it doesn't catch my pick on anything. And that's pretty much how that one goes. And again, not a bad weight of the guitar. Probably maybe like in the 8-something pound range. Not bad. Yeah, probably about 8 pounds. Not bad at all. But very, very comfy neck. wide D-shaped neck. There you go. Yellowed binding. They tinted the binding on this one, if you could see it. It's not the typical white binding. It looks, I guess it looks white in that light, but if you look maybe from this angle, you'd see it's actually yellow tinted binding. There you go. You notice the cavity cover. This one's an 88, so it was made in Ontario. The Ontario ones have a little bit bigger cavity cover. This is when they increase the size a little bit. The San Dimas ones and ones that were started in San Dimas and carried over in 1987 into Ontario usually had a smaller electronics cavity cover. This is where they started the big ones in 88. And let's see, back of the headstock, you can see the Jackson logo tuners in there. Let's see if I could get with the light. There you go. Jackson logo tuners. That's kind of a darker neon yellow. Let's see if I can catch the actual color. That's it right there. There's your marker, Johnny.
Got it.
Yeah. And again, I have a couple of these single hum soloists. I really love these. Renus wants to know what kind of locking trem is that. This is what I was saying earlier. It's a Floyd licensed. It's a Floyd licensed trem. It's what's called the Jackson JT6, which is Jackson's own Floyd at that time. Let's see. There you go. Not as good as an original Floyd or some of the others like Godot. A lot of people aren't crazy about them, but the good thing about the JT6 is the size. You could flip them with the with an actual Floyd. A Floyd will fit on this if you flip it and just switch it out. So that's the good thing about this. You can put an actual Floyd where your JT6 is usually. I just haven't done it because I keep it original, blah, blah, blah. I have no personal preference. The JT6 isn't my favorite Floyd licensed trem, but it's not enough to get me to switch it out if it came that way originally. So I'm versatile in that way. Let's see what else. I like the single hums. They don't have many of them from back in the day. I showed off, I have a neon pink one, I have a neon orange one, and I have this neon yellow one. I have a green one with a yellow bolt. A buddy of mine has a purple one. They're not very common back in the day, but I really like when there's single hums, because again, I hate the middle pickups, and I never really use a neck pickup. I'm just basically, in an ideal world, either one or two humbuckers. Not big into the single coil sound. And again, I just like these all business kind of guitars, especially something rare like a vintage soloist like this. So there you go.
That's why I like the gems, because the gems always give you everything you want out of that guitar. And if you choose to go to the single coil, you choose to go to that, you have it there. But the gem, that's what makes that so special for me. The single hum pickups, single hum guitars, man, it does what it does. You beat you lay into it. It's not a delicate guitar at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's a rock guitar.
Yeah, and this being a neck through, obviously, one of the things about soloists, sustain, very big sustain on this, especially with a hot pickup like this. I don't know if you heard, this is a Duncan Invader, Vincent pickup, and I like the tone of it, here and there. Not a go-to pickup, but still a very crunchy, cool pickup. And I love just an all-business single humbucker job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go, boys and girls. That is this week's Show and Tell guitar, 1988 Jackson soloist, neon yellow, one humbucker, all business. There you go. There we are, Paulie.
Phenomena. Phenomena.
You know what another one I love from the Muppets is? That was a good clue, right, Big Bird?
Mhm.
Come on, Big Yellow. I love that the telephone aliens. Bring, bring.
The blue ones with the big
Yup,
mouths.
Yup. Telephone. Yup.
Well, the Muppets were proof that drugs were better back then.
Oh God, yeah.
Muppets are awesome. I don't know who my favorite Muppet is. Because that's a tough call. I mean, obviously everybody loves Animal. Everybody loves Beaker. I like Jack. Jack is good.
I lean toward Kermit, probably because again, he's like the only one that like, goes to get laid. It's like he was with Piggy and then he broke up with Piggy and went to this other pig girl, so he was dating her for a while. And like, I don't know, no one else is like making moves over there. And he's emotional. He has that, when he's there singing Rainbow Connection in the swamp, you kind of like feeling him. You're like, yeah, Kermit, I've been hurt too, man. I've known love,
I'm kind of a big fan of Pepe the King Prawn.
Oh, you like Pepe?
Pepe's great.
Actually, Gonzo goes to get, he's a sex animal. He's with all those.
Gonzo loves it. Yeah.
All those chicks. Come on, girls. We're all gonna get cock. I mean, cock, not, like hen house, rooster, Yeah, and everyone wants to sleep with Janice, but no one makes a move on her. She's like the hottest Muppet out there.
Yeah. Janice was pretty cool. And of course, Floyd is based on Jeff Baxter, Skunk Baxter, which is kind of cool.
That's funny.
Yeah. If you ever noticed that, if you ever looked at Floyd and then look at Jeff Skunk Baxter next to each other,
I have not even thought of it.
Yep. It's very few guys have been immortalized as a Muppet. Floyd is completely based on Skunk Baxter, which is great.
That's very funny.
Yeah. It just proved that Jim Henson had a good sense of humor.
Statler and Waldorf, I love also because they're just obnoxious.
Yep.
Yeah, they're my favorites.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, it's tough to stop those.
I could see them being Johnny's favorites because they don't say anything through the whole show, and then they come out with these zingers. It's like
joke snipers.
Yeah, exactly. Ew.
I like them. I like Crazy Harry. I'm looking through the whole list.
Oh, are you really?
Harry from the Sesame Street crew, or
yeah, Crazy Harry. He was the guy. He had the dynamite.
Yes, I like. Yes, Crazy Harry's great.
Are we talking Harry, the blue Harry, or a different Harry?
The blue is Sam the Eagle.
No. There's Harry, who's a blue furry Muppet on Sesame Street. I mean, we're trying to stay toward like Muppet Show Muppets,
right?
Not the Sesame Street guys,
right? And that's why I referred to Jack as a Muppet because Sweetums was called Jack in the first Muppet movie. Do you remember he was working in at the car lot? And they go, "Who are you?" And he goes, "Jack." And they go, "Jack what?" He goes, "No, Jack not name, Jack job," because he picks up the cars and moves them around the car lot. So Sweetums was called Jack in the first Muppet movie.
That's funny.
Yeah. And for those that don't know who Sweetums is the huge one with the big mouth and the teeth, and it looks like a Bigfoot.
Yeah, I see him. Yeah.
Who says the show isn't educational?
It was a great show.
I love the Muppets. I love where they went to CBS and they did kind of an Office style.
That was pretty good.
It was funny, but you know what it is? They got a lot of bad feedback because they were like, well, it's kind of adult jokes. It's like, Kermit saying,
what can I say? I have a fetish for pigs.
It's like, or Piggy was looking at like a human. Piggy was looking at a human and she's like, that's right. Keep walking.
Yeah.
A little sexual humor. And I obviously love that. No photo, Johnny? I thought Johnny was looking for like a reference photo or something.
We got 4 minutes.
Okay.
We're out in 4 minutes.
I didn't realize the show was ending in 4 minutes.
Apparently, it's ending in 4 minutes, which is good for me because I get to go to bed.
So Johnny, I can't rant on about like all this music news.
If you make it quick.
Okay, well
We're going on 3 hours, and Paul has to go, and I got to get up early.
Let's do this because I wasn't forewarned. Let's give 1 minute to each category. I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 categories. All right, here we go.
Run the clock.
Okay,
Johnny, get the buzzer.
here we go.
This is
Okay,
a speed round.
Sammy Hagar says the Kitchen Sink tour would have gone like this: 2 songs from Roth, 2 songs from Hagar, 2 songs from Gary, and they would have basically alternated starting the show. They wouldn't have done it in order of Roth does the first, Hagar does the second half, and Gary does the encore. So they would have just done a 2, 2, and 2. The only thing I'm trying to figure out is what would they have done? They certainly couldn't have divided the songs evenly between Dave, Sammy, and Gary. They would have had to go like, okay, we're doing 10 each, you're doing 2. Something like that.
I think they would have had Gary do the obscure deep track Van Halen tracks because he loved those songs, doing those songs, and the other guys didn't.
Okay, so you think it would have been three-way split even?
I think they could have done it that way. I think if they were going to do it that way and have everybody involved and have Gary involved for more than 2 songs, they have, Dave comes out and sings, Unchained, and The Cradle Will Rock, and then Sammy comes out and sings Why Can't This Be Love and Black and Blue, and then Gary comes out and sings, Out of Love Again, and something else that's really deep, I don't know, push
everyone else
shove or something.
While everyone else goes, buys a t-shirt, takes a bathroom break, and gets a hot dog.
That would be the only way you could keep real Van Halen fans interested if Gary was involved. Is have Gary sing a song that the other guys wouldn't sing. That the other guys are just like, fuck that, I'm not gonna do that song.
That makes sense.
They do all the hits and Gary does all the meat, the deep track stuff. That's the only way it works.
I could see that. I still think for a guy that was there 1 album, I don't think he deserves 1/3 of that show, though. I really don't.
Yeah, but keep in mind, Sammy is 73. Dave is in his upper 60s. Those guys can't go.
Both still performing.
Yeah, but they can't. Sammy, 4 songs into a set, you can hear it now.
I mean, I think this was a tour that was going to be just like this is all of it, kitchen sink, farewell. This is our last tour ever.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That would have been the end of it.
Yeah.
So
and it was just an idea,
Yeah.
It was an idea that was, going to be into play. I mean, they were all, on board.
Well, it was Azoff was planning it. The only thing that was on board was the original. The only thing that was confirmed was the original lineup doing 6 stadium shows. The rest of it was all still just speculation.
Well, if Gary doesn't show, Gary doesn't show. I mean, we could have lived it. Okay, Ozzy Osbourne. Next story. We're moving along.
Ozzy Osbourne in a minute.
I know, right? That's what you said to me. Ozzy Osbourne. He's bored to tears during the pandemic. So apparently he has a new hobby. He got a very large BB gun and set up his whole backyard like 100 targets. And that's what he's doing is he's going in his backyard every day and shooting thousands of rounds of BBs. My immediate reaction is Ozzy will shoot your eye out, of course.
You shoot your fucking eye out, man.
Shoot your eye out. A Red Ryder BB gun, Sharon.
Shoot your fucking eye out, man.
He says as far as the vaccine, he's not really sure if it'll work or not. He's afraid that if he's the first one to try it, he's going to wake up with antlers. So he's a little nervous about that, but he is getting sick of the pandemic. So he's hoping that this works. And in a related story, they are making an exact replica of the Christmas Story Red Ryder BB gun for this Christmas. So if you are a fan of the Christmas Story movie and you want one of those shoot your eye out exact replicas of the Red Ryder BB gun with the built-in compass and the little sundial thing on the stock, they are making that. So make your Christmas wish lists now and make sure
for the lamp.
Yeah, and someone please make me put that on my list because I really want one.
I want the lamp. I want the major award.
My dad's going to give you one of those.
Oh, I can get the real thing.
Yeah. I petrified my fucking leg for you, Paul. Metallica, in a charity bout for a acoustic show, has raised $1.3 million of charity. You could still watch it online and still donate to that charity. So go to Metallica's website if you want to see that. Let's see. Speaking of Christmas gifts, Anthrax has come out with a doozy of a Christmas gift, a limited edition of 50 Persistence of Time limited edition watches. Johnny, you should show a photo of this because this is pretty cool.
I'd love one of those, but I bet it's really expensive.
As limited to 50, I can only imagine what it is.
Yeah.
I didn't see a price on it when I was looking at the story, but it's really cool looking. And obviously, everyone loves Anthrax's Persistence of Time album, now 30 years old. Mind-blowing, right?
I love Anthrax. Huge fan.
That's a great album.
Yep.
Now look at the design they did. And they were talking to Scotty Ian about it, and they were saying, there's only so much graphic you could put on a watch face. So he was really liking the design that they did for it. And it is kind of cool. It's got the Anthrax logo, and wait till you see it when Johnny brings it up.
Yeah, we only got 4 minutes left.
Yeah, I know.
Johnny's taking longer than a minute.
Come on,
Beane.
come on, Beane.
Beane. Come on, it's right here. Make the picture happen.
Come on, throw me the kildo. Do the story.
Come on, give us the watch. We're running out of time.
Can't find it.
One more song.
Anthrax.
The irony is just killing me here.
Woo-hoo, Johnny Beane.
Is it on their website?
Jesus, John.
Go to let's see who had it. Go to Blabbermouth. Blabbermouth has a photo of it.
You're welcome, Bori.
Thank you, boy. Yeah, so get a BB gun. This is the Christmas list. Get your AC/DC album. Get a official Red Ryder Christmas Story replica BB gun. And get an Anthrax Persistence of Time watch. But as we have a lot of viewers and they only made 50 watches, you better get on that list right now if you still can. Because here's what it looks like as soon as Johnny gets it.
Yeah,
I think it's very cool. I don't wear a watch.
The longest Google I've ever seen.
I don't wear a watch. Do you wear a watch, Paulie?
Rarely.
I do not wear a watch.
I don't
Fat
wear a
wrist.
watch.
You wear it, John?
No, I don't wear a watch. No, I can't find it.
Really?
All right, forget it. Forget it. Move on.
Just Google it real quick. It's a cool looking watch.
I
Just
did.
fucking move
I
on.
did. Can't find it. We'll put it in the Discord.
All right, put it in the Discord. Just look it up. Anthrax Persistence of Time watch.
Somebody find it.
Yeah, someone find it. I'll find the damn thing, but I'm reading the stories. Let's see. Wolfie Van Halen got the name Mammoth, as we know, from Van Halen's first band when they were called Mammoth. Did you know that Wolfie was nervous about asking his dad if he could use the name? He said he had to work up the courage to have the talk with dad, to come over to him and say, hey, listen, Dad, is it okay if I use the name Mammoth for my band? And Eddie was like overjoyed, of course, because I couldn't expect any other reason to not be for that. But Eddie was overjoyed that he asked him. He's like, of course you can. That's great. I'm honored that you do that. And he's like, oh, thank God. I thought you would say no. And he's like, why the hell would I say no?
Well, he doesn't own the trademark to the name. That's why it's Mammoth WVH.
Yeah, but I thought it was a cool tribute. And he's announced that he's oh, there it is. Bring it up closer, John. I can't see a fucking thing. It's still blurry.
That was a waste of time right there.
Oh my God. Yep. Wait, it's coming in almost, Johnny. A little.
What time does it say?
It says time to go.
I can't even read that. Holy shit.
All right,
Where
next story.
Can you just find that and put it on the big screen? Johnny, can you find that and put it on the big screen? We can't see it. It's a blur.
$512. Fuck that noise.
I could sooner see your brain through your nostril than see that image.
Oh, here. Oh, if you click on it.
How much is it, Johnny?
$512.
Oh, geez. Well, no one in our audience could afford it. including myself and Paulie and none of
I know.
us.
I was just. That was a shit shot to the audience.
If we pull,
they have better jobs than we do.
Oh,
well,
website.
yeah, that's true. Actually,
Next story.
This website sucks.
Actually, let me correct myself. Everyone in our audience can afford it, just not us.
Except us.
Just not us in the cast. Holy
This
shit!
website's terrible.
Just move on.
Oh wait, there it is. Well, yeah, it's kind of.
Yeah.
It's got a skull and hands and the clock, and you can almost see it the way Johnny's.
There it
Ben
is.
Tom brings up a good point. Genie Bean would have got a clear picture by now.
Yeah, and Jeannie Bean could afford it.
Yep.
We're the only ones that can't.
I have to work tomorrow. Jesus rapes me. I have to work tomorrow. I'm this close to tapping out.
Well, hold on. We're in the next to last story. Let's see. Mammoth via Wolfgang Van Halen. First show that they will do is in tentatively next year's Aftershock Festival, October 2021 in Sacramento, assuming that we get past this pandemic thing. If not, obviously it'll reschedule. But tentatively, along with Metallica, My Chemical Romance, Limp Bizkit, Steel Panther, Exodus, Social Distortion, Suicidal Tendencies, and others. So October 2021, Sacramento, the Aftershock Festival. Cross your fingers that we get through this pandemic if we all behave. And finally tonight, new album next year from the project Sunbomb, which is Tracy Guns and Michael Sweet. And it is harder than the last LA Guns record, The Devil You Know. It's due next year. I heard about half of a song. It's fucking fantastic. Really heavy, really melodic. And Michael Sweet's vocals are harder than they are in Striper. And they're really, really good. So
it's interesting because Michael Sweet doesn't take any time off at all. He just
working
doesn't.
with Lynch, working
Always.
working with Striper, working with Lynch, now working with Tracy Guns and Sunbomb. But I could tell you from the half of song that I heard, it's going to be very, very good, worth waiting for and worth marking your calendars for. So there you
the last Striper album was a colossal disappointment for me.
I'm not a big Striper fan.
I am, and that's the thing that made it so bad because the devil.
Here's Prada.
No, this is called Even the Devil Believes. The one before it, Goddamn Evil, was great.
Is that part of the song?
You can't really hear it.
I don't know. I've never liked them, so I don't care.
Yeah, I like Striper. And I don't, I'm not a particularly religious guy, but musically, the guitars are fucking heavy. The production is great. The songs are hooky. The vocals are fantastic. It has everything I like about it, except for, look, if Ronnie James Dio can sing about dragons that I don't believe in, then Michael Sweet can sing about Jesus,
I'm more interested in dragons than Jesus, but maybe that's just the Jew in me,
It's the Jew in you. Yeah. Well,
Jews, we love dragons.
Yep. Well, let's face it. Jesus was a Jew, and how'd that work out for him?
Great. He formed his own business like any other Jew. Terrific. He's an entrepreneur, I tell you. Why can't you be more like Jesus, huh? Yeah, I got that rant because my father would beat me. Anyway, so we would like you, from the Johnny Bean Show, to you guys and girls out there, we would like you to have a safe and awesome, emphasis on safe, Thanksgiving. So please don't travel. Don't go see grandma and kill her with the virus this year. Go eat turkey, fall asleep, and dream of your racist uncle ranting as if he were there. There you go. Meh, cooter, Thanksgiving, fuck that. Turkey. Mexican move next door, I tell you. Thank you to our channel members, our beloved channel members. Charles Green, Fruitcake Tony, Michael the Captain Smith, David Ennis, Mike Neese, Mickey Settlemeyer, Joe Christian, Nicole Mrazek, Sean Boland, Richard Poole, Linny Lou and Mary, Bo Zeke, Crazy Cook 678, Carol Hatcher, False Flag, Margaret Scranton, Sean Silas, Gargets Entertainment, and Julia Baldessari, as well as Our
Alface,
other
Jamie Gum, Mancuta's a dildo fucker, 802 Blues, Mr. BHB Jr., Frag 5150, Pal Guitars, Dan Halen, Frank Corcoran, Bent, Tom, Thomas Santiago, Brian Spalding, Fender Guru, Music Therapy, Laz, Ghost PC Rich, Hugh Caldwell, Jim Nicholas, Jesus Rapes Me. Isn't he in there a second time? Oh, and Steve Carmichael.
Carmichael.
Steve Carmichael.
It was awful.
I know. Tell me about it. Thanksgiving. I hope no Mexicans come to my house.
Nice show brought to you by the letter R.